Welcome to the original Next Level Gaming.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is Tuesday. Oh, let me turn off that video. One of the videos I was showing last week at Halo 2. Back E3 2004, that was. My behind the closed doors multiplayer demo we got. That was pretty awesome stuff. What's going on, everybody? It is Tuesday night. Welcome to the NLG Show. We've got a great one for you tonight, and brand new first time guest. I see how much I tweaked his arm to be on. We've got one of the guys who has
that was an accident. I'm a horrible guest. Just push through that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, all right. Well, so we're gonna get that'll be the last bit that shuts us down on YouTube. So it's not a big deal. However, I do have to tell you, Team America is one of my favorite movies. So I was like right there. Oh my God, what a movie. Silver Fox Gamer from one of the first channels, one of the first guys that I met when we started to make that move to Rumble. And one of the first guys to really welcome me into the kind of the Rumble community. And Silver Fox, great to have you, man. Welcome to our show. Welcome to our channel.
I'm excited to talk about Starfield.
Oh, I'm sure that I know that you are. I know that we are, and it's great to have you. I'm glad that you were able to make it. I know you're recovering, and looks like all is well with you now.
Yeah, it's been a long week. For those of you who may not know, I had a deviated septum for the last forever actually, and I had a surgery last Monday to fix it. So, just I had splints up in my nose. I've been a mouth breather for a week, just recovery stuff. But I feel good, man. I'm ready to go. And I'm excited to be here.
Awesome.
Word on the street is that you won that fight.
The deviated septum was winning for a long time.
Yeah.
I have somewhat of the same thing, but a doctor told me it was, when he told me what was involved in it, I'm like, I'll deal with it for the rest of my life.
Really? Well, I'll tell you what, man. It's overall, for the short amount of time that it's uncomfortable. The pain from the surgery was very mild. I think they gave me hydrocodone. I took that for the first about day and a half. I took a couple of pills for the first day and a half, and after that, it was still a little bit of pain. But I told my wife, if I don't need them, I'm not going to take them. So I stopped taking pain meds after about a day and a half. The worst part, honestly, was the splints up in my nose. Didn't hurt, but they were just there, and they were caked. I'm sorry, this is gross. They were caked with, the splints themselves, and then they were caked with, the blood and all that junk. And just having to breathe through your mouth for a week. Everyone's had like sinus issues, or you can't, your mouth breather for a day or two. Dude, after about a week, I had about all I could take. That was honestly the worst part. But after that, man, just when he took him out and he said, just breathe. And it was like two just wind tunnels, just so much air.
Oh,
dude, if you have a deviated septum and it's affecting your sleep, you should for sure get it done. That's my 2 cents.
Well, I'm glad that you're all right. Glad that you're back at it, and look, like I said, we started up on Rumble, I don't know, 2 months ago, I think. I got to go back and look and see when I kind of uploaded a couple of videos, and I was like, well, let me try a stream, and then I started to look around and see who else was out there, because I wasn't sure about the gaming channels. There was a gaming section, but I started looking at gaming channels and saw you were streaming one day live. You were like up in the list. This was before Rice Gum came up and took all of us out. But but I saw you clicked on your stream just on a whim, came in, said hey, and like you just instantly were like, hey, what's up? How you doing? Welcome. And you were very welcoming. You're the people that were in your chat, very welcoming, and kind of made me feel at home. And watching you and what you do, along with, Lumpy and some others, Uncle Pudge, I'm like, you know what? This could work. And you guys have all kind of, for me, you've kind of reinvigorated me into streaming regularly. So yeah. And at night, so I'm not conflicting with you. You're during the day. I usually go during late night, when everybody's gone to bed. But
yeah, I really don't look at it like that. I've had buddies tell me, I don't want to stream right now. I don't want to stream that game because you're streaming it. I tell everybody the same thing. Listen, I don't have a famine mentality, but there's way more consumers of content than there are people creating content. And I just believe that people got to do what's best for them, play what you want, when you want to play it. And look, there's plenty of viewers to go around. So,
absolutely. Well, we all, what I've noticed about the Rumble community that is really nice is that everybody's trying to raise everybody else up, and it all gets accumulated by Rick, who is kind of bringing us all up on his side too. And I've been in a bunch of your streams, I've been in a bunch of Lumpy streams, and you guys have all come to see us. And through you, I've met guys like Uncle Pudge and some other folks we've all started to just kind of hang out with each other, and that's what I think. That's what we think gaming in that community is supposed to be all about. I've noticed there is very little to no, actually not even very little. There's no drama over here. There's no nonsense over here. It's just gamers wanting to game and hang out with each other. And that's what we've always been about.
Yeah. Well, Rumble's in a interesting spot because they're a fraction, and I don't even know if 1% is even enough of the size of YouTube. So they don't have the money of Google and to do what they're trying to do. So people spend a lot of time complaining about Rumble's this, Rumble doesn't have that, Rumble doesn't have that, and I'm like, okay, I'm not saying people are wrong. Rumble needs to improve, and they will improve, but we got to remember they don't have Google at their back. We don't have Amazon at our back like Twitch does with the money of God for resources. Like YouTube is only limited by ideas. Like they're not limited by a goddamn thing except what they can think of doing. And a point is that we need the community. The community is what's going to make or break it. If we don't have, look, they can improve the website, but if there's no community over here, if we don't have if we don't have gamers over here gaming, if we don't have content creators over here creating, if it's not a fun place to be, then no one's going to watch. And I don't know how often a Rumble is going to come around. With all the censorship that's been going on all these other platforms. I mean, forever. Well, what have we heard? Well, I wish we had our own. We need some billionaire needs to go start another platform so we don't have to rely on YouTube. Well, I don't think Chris is a billionaire, but we have one. It's not perfect. It has a long ways to go. But I wish people would just be fucking grateful that Rumble exists for 5 minutes and just appreciate what we do have. That's where I come from.
I agree.
And we've embraced that. I mean, we've got a couple people. It's kind of funny. It's kind of funny where things have gone with us. And we were unsure, what it would be like. But I got to tell you, instead of just taking right now, we struggle to get any more than 20 some odd people to watch us on YouTube, because there's so much oversaturation, right?
Yeah.
And so right now, because a lot of people have moved over to our Rumble page, we're down to about 8 people watching on YouTube. Looking over right now, we got 25 people watching on Rumble. And that's probably, there's been a couple times when that's jumped up to 50. And that's something we never saw on YouTube. And, we want to parlay that into people into our chat room. And welcome, Katrina. I know I've seen her in your chats, and again, all great, nice people that have made it very welcoming for us. And it's not that we don't like the people who have watched us on YouTube. We really do. But we want them to move up to Rumble because I think I've told you, or at least I've tweeted it out. January 1st, that channel becomes dormant. Like, I'm gonna pull some other content off of there and re-upload it here, but this is the only thing that we're dual streaming right now, and that's gonna stop in January. We want to concentrate on this platform because it's a great place to grow, and I think as it grows, channels like yours, channels like ours, channels like Lumpy's, channels like Uncle Pudge, we're all gonna blast off with this thing, to use a Starfield metaphor.
Yeah, I mean, right now, we're in the phase where YouTube was 10, 15 years ago, and you got, and who knows? I mean, who knows what the future is? But
sure,
if it's going to happen at all, then we're in a pretty lucky spot, because Rumble, it's rough around the edges, and we all get that. But if they keep making the right decisions and they keep improving the platform and the app, the mobile app has to improve. It just has to. But if they do those things, like I think they're going to, then I think the people who stuck it out and stood for free speech and just didn't give up on it because of this feature or that feature, I think there will be a payoff. That maybe I'm being too optimistic, but we'll see.
Well, and I'll put it this way: when about a month ago, we had 40 followers. Peter, Chris, something like that, 40, 45.
Yeah, around that.
We've grown almost 100 in a month.
That's awesome.
And every time somebody finds us, we pick up one here, one there, which is great. And as long as we just keep doing that, then we're gonna grow with everybody else. So I'm happy for that, and I was really glad to meet you, and really glad to see, because you also do some great streams that of games that we all love to play as well. I mean, minus Baldur's Gate 3. I'm not that kind of RPG guy, but I think
one stream with that, bro. I can't do that turn-based stuff. I got
either.
I got to see that quick.
I can't either. I tell you what, and God bless everybody else who can do it. I have better things to do with my time.
Get why I do. It's one of those things. I get why people. I get it. I can appreciate it, all the work that went into it, and how intricate it is with all the different abilities and spells and the progression and all the RPG elements and how deep the dive. Like, I get why it's an amazing game. I just fucking hate it.
Oh, we're so getting banned on YouTube.
Oh, well, the F word. Oh, yeah. Sorry, man.
No, it's okay.
Well, it's only in the
Honestly,
first 10
it's okay.
seconds, right? So we passed
Oh, that's
that.
true.
So
We've gotten past the first 10 seconds. So, no, we're good. We're clear for the rest of the night. So,
Yeah.
I
but
cuss all the time, and we haven't been banned yet. So
this is true. This is true. So this is what we like to do with all of our first-time guests, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna swap, since you're kind of limited time tonight. I'm gonna swap the Ask NLG and Starfield topic so that we can talk about Starfield, because that's really one of the reasons I wanted to have you on.
Hold on a second. I told my wife an hour. We'll see how it plays out.
Hey, I have seen your wife on stream. She is good to you while you are streaming. I do not want to be the one to piss her off. So
She knows join you.
It's very hard to solve.
On here.
no, she, and I've seen. You know what? Too. The other thing is, and then because I want to, your fitness journey is something else that drew me to you. The 365 days. Now, obviously, you had to take a small break for your medical, but and I've watched you and her do yoga, and I mean, it is amazing how our wives, all of us, are so supportive of what we do.
Maybe.
So, oh, come on, she's very supportive of it. You're on every week. You play all the time. So
you go on vacation. You went on the anniversary vacation.
Yeah.
You earn your right to play Starfield, sir, every day.
Oh yeah.
that's right.
That's a birthright to play games.
That's right. And we're all in that older, 40s and older. I just joined the 50s club on Sundays. So we're all in that.
We no longer have to grow up, Mike, if you don't
That's
want
right.
to.
That's right. We are.
I mean,
set.
I'm the baby here.
You are the youngest. You are now the youngest. So
How old are you, Chris?
I'm 49.
you're right behind me.
Well, I'm the youngest then. I'm 40. I'll be 42 in December.
Oh, that's right.
Got a history.
That's right. You are younger than all of us. You did say that. I am. Peter and I are in the 50s club. Chris is
You guys
right
are
behind
old as
us.
dirt. I'm a
We
spring chicken.
are. You are.
Man, that means he's a millennial.
No, I'm
You're-
actually right on the edge. Well, it
On
depends
the
on.
edge of the X. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there's like a couple different calendars. Okay.
Yeah. I know. I see different
I'm getting this on a technicality, and I'll show you. Because I'd rather blow my head off to be able to. Okay. I don't know why that makes so much sense to me. First of all, Gen X sounds a little cooler.
Yes.
Depending on which calendar, I'm like right on the edge on either side. And I'm like, just on my mentality alone, I'm taking Team Gen X. I don't give a shit what anybody says.
Well, we'll take you, sir, because you're pretty cool. So.
Well, thank you very much, Chris.
Yes. And like I
Absolutely.
told Axel on his deal, I said, you do know your podcast wouldn't exist. This gaming podcast wouldn't exist if it wasn't for us X-Gen gamers.
Yeah.
I'm sure he appreciated that.
Oh yeah, he didn't say nothing after that.
Yeah, I bet not. So, all right. So this is what we like to do with our first time guests, and we do this all with everybody, because we only get to I only get to see you when you're streaming, and so part of our embracing community and being who we are, I'd like to start to get to know you, and by doing that, your gaming history. What was the young, when you were the young fox growing up? What did you play? How did you get into gaming? And how did you get into content creation? So it's kind of like a getting to know you segment.
Okay. Well,
The history.
my first console, I lived in Knoxville, Tennessee. I was about 5 years old. I think it was 1986, and we got the first regular Nintendo when it came out. And I don't remember playing anything before that. I was very young. So I was a big Nintendo kid. I love Nintendo. I still remember whenever I forget which Mario where Yoshi was introduced, but I was such a pussy. I remember you feeling bad for it because there was this part of the game where you had to jump off Yoshi to climb up a vine. You couldn't take him up there with you. And I remember sitting there for like minutes, not wanting to leave Yoshi behind. Just as a little kid, I'm sitting there just watching it, and I'm like, I felt so bad leaving Yoshi behind. Eventually, I was like, oh, I got you. I can't stay here all day. But no. So yeah, Nintendo was definitely my first gaming. How did I get into content creation? Well, I started gaming. I haven't been streaming that long. I started at the beginning of 2022. And I started out actually when I didn't get game for a long time as a teenager because we didn't have money, we didn't have internet. I mean, we just didn't have consoles and things like that. But when I got a little older, I got an Xbox and I started playing Call of Duty. And I got when Call of Duty 4 came out, that's when I went all in. I was back in. My brother would text me like almost every night. Hey, let's we call it headshots. We had a group chat headshots. So we'd get on, me, him, a couple of friends. We'd get on and just play for hours every night. I was not a good husband, and so I missed Skyrim. I missed Call of Fallout, Gears of War. I didn't play any iconic game for 1 minute. All those, I just never even. I didn't know what an RPG was. I never thought about other video games. It was just Call of Duty. I was just every year, I was one of those dummies back when you'd still like stand in line to go get a physical copy. Getting the game on release night at midnight at GameStop or whatever. And but when Warzone came out, I loved Warzone when it came out. Me and my brother we played duos all the time, just offline. I still wasn't streaming, and we played a ton of Warzone. And then the cheating started, and Warzone got really bad, and the marketing and the game got worse and worse and worse. And then when I started streaming, I played Call of Duty for like a couple of streams. And I said, I can't do this. This game is awful. I was like, you know what? I got to try. Like, what else even kind of looks half appealing? So I was like, you know what? Fallout has guns. It looks kind of cool with the power armor. So I tried Fallout 4. That's my first RPG last year. And
wow, within
10 to 15 minutes, I was like, my mind just exploded. I couldn't believe this. I was hooked. Just there was a story, and there was a purpose. There was a mystery, and there was player progression. Like, I had no idea about all this stuff. We're talking like I'm 40 years old, okay, when this is happening. This isn't like 20 years ago. And so then I was just like, okay, what else is there? I was like, I blew Skyrim off forever. I just never played Skyrim. I played Skyrim. That became my favorite game of all time. Until Elden Ring came out last year, Skyrim is a game that I could, I was even thinking today, actually, when I'm done with Starfield, I'm probably going to play Skyrim again just because I'm kind of missing it. And so I just completely fell in love with RPGs. So then when I heard about Starfield, I was like, just a space game. It's just everything about it. But that's the RPG in space, some No Man's Sky elements, some obviously space and all that. And I've been obsessed with that, the thought of that game ever since I heard about it. I don't know if I'm answering your question or not right now. I'm just kind of rambling.
No, it's okay. You're telling the Silver Fox Gamer story.
Yeah. But so I really haven't been streaming that long. I've only been streaming for about a year and 9 months. But yeah, man, it's been awesome. There's been some ups and downs. I'll tell you one thing. If I have a minute, can I talk about YouTube for a minute? Like my experience on YouTube?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Because we've been on YouTube for 8 years, so there's not much we haven't seen.
Okay.
So go for it.
When I started streaming, I was brand new when I first started, and I'm a nobody, so I got zero traction. But then when I played Fallout 4, I was averaging, I went from 2 to 3 to, I don't know, 10 to 15 or something. It was like, it was growing. And then I played at one point, a couple months into streaming, I played Red Dead Redemption. And then 2. And I went from like 10 to 15, then I was averaging like 35 to 40 people a night. And to me at the time, that was like, it was just growing. Like every time I was streaming, I'd get another 5, 10, 15 subscribers, like every time I was streaming, and it was amazing. And I got to 1,000 followers or subscribers relatively quickly. Right now, I think my YouTube channel only has like a little over 2,000. But guys, it was so crazy. So I got to 1,000 pretty quickly. And as you guys know, when you get monetized on YouTube, you got to have 1,000 followers and you got to have 4,000 watch hours. Well, I got that pretty quickly. It was almost on a dime. Whenever you get monetized, a person, like an actual person, has to review your channel to see if you're, if they deem you eligible for monetization. As soon as I got monetized, my channel hit a freaking brick wall. Hey, I don't know if I don't know who saw my channel, and maybe this is just a crazy conspiracy, but ever since my channel was monetized, it just hit a brick wall. It didn't matter what I played. Didn't matter. So over the course of the last, and then that's why I'm on Rumble, because over the last like 3, 4, 5 months, I would say, my attitude was just getting worse and worse, because it's very hard to bring positive energy when I click the live stream and then I go over to YouTube Studio. As I'm live, I'm like 10 to 15 minutes into my stream, and it's already got the yellow icon for not suitable for most advertisers or whatever it is. I'm like, what? You I don't know if Chris and Peter have seen me, but next, remind me your name one more time. I'm really bad with names. Michael, your name's Michael.
Yeah, right there on the screen.
Yeah, I cheated. I looked.
It's okay. Look, I tell people straight up, I'm not gonna know your name for about 3 or 4 times I meet you, and then I'll be okay. And sometimes I have to wait. I'm sorry, folks. Sometimes I have to wait for someone else to call somebody by their name before I. Oh yeah, that's who he is. So,
yeah, I'm pretty bad with names.
I am. Too. Don't feel bad. Okay.
But anyway, so my attitude was getting worse and worse. People stopped showing up because my attitude was bad. Like I'll be the first to admit, I didn't handle it well. I mean, because you peak over. I'm going from 40 people before I got monetized. No, I was always getting 40. I probably averaged 25 or 30 or something. But that's pretty good growth for only been doing it for a couple of months. You know what I mean? And I thought things were just the projection was just going this way, and then it just hit a freaking brick wall and just bottomed out almost on the day when I got monetized, when I got the email that I was monetized. And so eventually I was like, for my sanity, I have to either stop streaming or I have to figure something else out, because this just I don't want to do this anymore. And I didn't handle it well. People stopped coming to my streams, the regulars, and I understood, because I would look over, it doesn't matter. Anyways, so I heard about Rumble. I came to Rumble, and were you guys on Rumble 6, 7, 8 months ago at all?
No, we've only been for 2 months.
Okay, well, I don't want to say it was unusable, but the people that are complaining now would not have made it one stream 7 months ago. I mean, it was the quality which you could stream was way worse than it is now. It just wasn't. They've improved so much. But I think a lot of the people that are not seeing the bigger picture don't have maybe the same perspective on what YouTube does to content creators who don't toe the line. And I guess that's why I have a little bit more of appreciation for what Rumble is ultimately, because I know what it's like to have a channel that's doing well and then just hit a brick wall. And I've done nothing different. I mean, I'm the same streamer I was on YouTube, and over here, it's ticking up. Every one of my channels are monetized, and it's just a completely different experience. And when they catch up on the technical side, it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, there are some things that they do need to kind of iron out over 100%. Here, the technical side. But I'll tell you what, you can't argue that video quality. The video quality over here, whatever compression they're using over here, it's just insanely better. And we've heard that from many people who are watching, who would watch us on YouTube, and then they'd see the game streams over here that either I'm doing on Thursday or Peter and I and Chris are doing on Fridays when we're doing our multiplayer stuff, and they're like, wow, this looks so much better. And now you have to pay YouTube to get better bitrate quality. I don't know if YouTube's seen this,
really?
Chris, Peter. Yeah, that YouTube Premium, where you could buy higher quality video bit rates. Like, you got to be kidding me.
Of course.
No, the thing that bothers me and has always bothered me is we're not slouching on YouTube ourselves. We got about almost 1,800 subs, and yet I always ask, where are these people? What are they? Why are they subbed? Because nobody's watching. Nobody's watching the videos we put up. Nobody's watching our live streams. So why is the engagement kind of backwards? Here, yeah, we only have 128 followers right now, but almost 30 people are watching. So per capita, plus the algorithm on YouTube buries us. Whereas if I go to Rumble's gaming section right now, we're typically, right while we're streaming, we're on the top line. It's some guy named Kasayan who's got 1,000 people watching. Okay, and then we're like 1, 2, 3 across from him. So you look at gaming right now, and we're on the top line. So it's easy for people to find us, and that's what I think I've liked the most is they don't bury you because you're not making them all the money. They don't bury you because somebody else is, kind of the more popular. They give you a shot to get in front of the same people that, Rice Gum and his 8,000 people that watch him. They give you the same shot. And that means a lot to small content creators like us that don't get that shot on YouTube.
Yeah, well, I mean, it definitely helps to have a smaller pool, a much, much smaller pool for people to choose, and that kind of goes to what I was saying earlier. Right now, we're kind of in a unique position that because there's not a whole lot of content creation to choose from, that you're more likely to get seen, so you can kind of build a community. Because as you know, in the next 5 years, it's not going to be. It's going to be there's going to be a lot more people, hopefully, that people are having to sift through to find you. So right now, if you work your butt off now, stay positive and don't get sour and build a nice community, then I think that'll pay off.
I think so too. Now that said, Peter, we have a message from somebody.
Yeah, message from the Iconic Video Games. He's a member for 27 months. He says, "What's your name again? Milk, Micah, Mylanza?"
Axel, I love you, man.
He's the
Axel who cannot count. It's 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's right, Axel.
3, 4,
I was going to
2,
start.
4,
Yeah, that's right.
2, 4.
Couldn't get it. Yeah, when you get your numbers right, then you can figure out how to say my name. So we do still have, and again, we still have a couple people down there on YouTube. John's down there. Cyber Gunter, Brother Gunter's down there. Brother RWK is down there. We have the King down there. Brother Timmy is down there. Brother Back is moonlighting between both. Brother Driz is there. Thank you all for showing me love. Brother Driz, we love you, man. Obviously, we know your school year, so when you get a chance, we can play some more Fall Guys. We'll get to you. The King, welcome. Cousin Born is down there. I don't know why he's down in the YouTubes tonight, but he's down there. Brother John, I think I said that, and Sir X-Man is moonlighting both. So, which I'll take. And I think I said Brother Gunter already. And then up in the Rumble chat, I want to welcome in Brother Marceau, Master System Marceau, who is also going to start streaming more. And that's one of the cool things, too. We've got some people that have been doing YouTube and Twitch. And, I mean, I've been given kind of the pitch. And some folks are following us over. There are some folks that are starting up channels over here that I've talked to about coming over to Rumble, and they see kind of the same thing that we do. Marceau is a Sega guy. He streams speed runs, and he did his first. He got his he does like outrun speed runs, and cracked a world record on his first Rumble stream. So Rumble's got a speed runner now in their arsenal that literally world recorded a game in this first stream. So we're bringing some folks over as we can because we want to grow over here with everybody else as well. And community is a big thing for us. We created this. You always see this Gamers United Guild sign on our stuff. It was a YouTube co-op that we created of kind of like-minded channels, positive gamers, things like that. And I'm trying to we're trying to grow something similar over on Rumble. That community. So anyway, Vinny Naziro's up there in the Rumble chat. Welcome, Vinny. Brother Back is up there. Brother Bigblock, he'll be playing Starfield while listening to the Starfield talk. Excellent. Brother Yobi, peace, love, life. One of our favorites. And following you in, since you did tweet it out, our new sister, Katrina Thick, who says she's not a gamer, she just likes you. Brother Nate is here. Brother Colton's here. Colton, another one with a Axel has nothing on this guy. Colton, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Got to get on your game, Axel. Brother Geo, Guitar Geo's in the house. And I think that is everyone. So welcome. And of course, Brother Scepter's in the house. And Brother Geek Story and Brother Nick, one of our other Gamers United Guild members. And I think I'm all caught up. So to everybody else of the 30 people who are watching us right now, if you have not gotten in this chat, get in here, say hello, let us know you exist. Come in and talk to some of these outstanding gamers. And if you're down in YouTube, come on up to the Rumble channel, because come January 1, it's the only place you're going to be able to see us. So that's right, Axel ain't applying himself. All right, so
you guys are 334 episodes in. That's impressive. Like that's a lot of episodes. You guys do once a week?
Once a week. We've missed some time here and there, vacations and stuff like that. But we've been I started this channel so that I don't know if you know this. I don't know if I've said this in your chat or not, but I'm a former game journalist. So Next Level Gaming was actually a website I created in 2000. I used to write for I was a Sega guy. So when the Dreamcast was coming out in 99, I got a kind of a little side job writing articles and reviewing games for a site called Dreamcast HQ. And got really good at it and really enjoyed it. And went to E3 and met Peter Moore and guys like that and hung out with Sega, and it was all cool. And when Sega dropped their hardware and went third party, a couple of us got together and I'm like, well, I can either stop what I'm doing, but I'm having a lot of fun. Let's create a multi-platform site. And so we did. I called it Next Level Gaming. It was a play on Welcome to the Next Level, which was Sega's moniker. And we competed with, the IGNs and the GameSpots and the Team Xboxes and stuff and did really, really well. I had a team of 6 guys and we all wrote, I still have I always show this. I've got an Xbox 360 over there. Microsoft never asked for back. That's my review unit. So I used to get copies of games, copies of review code, and used to do that. And archive.org, the Internet Wayback Machine, still has like 500 and some odd of our pages. So it's kind of neat to go back and look. I have 3 box quotes to my name. I'm a relief pitcher in MLB 2K7. I've gotten interviews with all kinds of great people. I've done a lot of game reviews. So I'm an old journalist. So Next Level Gaming I ran until about 2007 when my now 18-year-old was old enough that he needed his dad's attention and I couldn't pull a full-time job plus moonlight as a game journalist. So I kind of had to give it up. And I got out of gaming for a little while. And then about 2013, when Microsoft and Sony were pulling out new hardware, I started to kind of get interested in gaming again. And then in 2015, kind of resurrected the Next Level Gaming name and created a YouTube channel with kind of the idea that I'd do like a weekly show, like a news show. And here we are, 334 episodes later. Chris came along. Chris has been with me over 6 years. Peter's been with me over 6 years. Chris has been with us over, I think are we at 5 years yet, Chris?
About.
Yeah. So we've been doing
Were you
this
just
for a
doing
while.
a solo podcast for a couple years by yourself then?
No, I had various other co-hosts. I started out with my original writers from the website. They couldn't quite do the weekly bit that I wanted to. So along the way, I've had 4 or 5 different groups of people that would come and co-host with me. And then Peter and Chris came along, and they were doing streaming for me on this channel. And one day, I asked Peter to come on and fill in for somebody.
And he hasn't left.
And he hasn't left. I haven't been able to get rid of him. I mean, he hasn't. No. And he's been with us ever since. Chris was always hanging out in chat. And we invited him on one day to come in and just talk some gaming, and he's been on ever since. And so we do this show every week. And then I was always doing like a stream here, a stream there, but now with Rumble, I've been so energized. I do a Thursday night stream. Peter and I do a Friday night with Peter and Myke where we'll do a multiplayer stream. And sometimes when Chris isn't working the next day, he'll come in and play with us. Sometimes I'll do a Saturday night, and usually it's like 10:30 at night. So and every other Monday I do a retro stream. The Mondays that I'm not doing the retro stream, Geekstorian, who's up in the Rumble chat, he has a YouTube channel. He does a show that I'm part of called Retro Roots, because I'm an old retro guy. I love retro gaming. And so I seem to always be on a show somewhere. I don't know how it happened. But yeah, I think
it's awesome that you guys, you said Peter round 6 and Chris round 5, do a remote podcast like this for that long is that in and of itself is pretty impressive, guys.
Thank you. I mean, we have a lot of similar interests. I've met Peter. One of the other cool things about this is there are some folks that are close, that we've been close enough, and we've met through various events and things like that, where I've broken bread with a lot of the people that I know in this community. So, one day, and you guys you're in Texas, right, Fox?
I'm in Arkansas.
You're in Arkansas. So you went to Texas.
I flew down there, yeah.
Gotcha. So what time zone are you in?
Central.
Okay, so you're in the same time zone as Chris. All right. So yeah, I mean, we take a great pride in not just gaining followers and viewers, and we build. I'm a relationships guy. I just am, and it's one of those things that I adore. So it's one of the reasons I'm really glad you're here with us tonight. We get to know you a little bit more now. I've got a little bit more history, and it's easier to, you become more than just that guy whose stream I pop into, right? And that's
don't worry, I'll go right back to that tomorrow.
Yeah, not a problem. No. Sir X-Man says he's in Memphis. You guys are neighbors.
Oh, nice. Yeah, Memphis is I think about 5 hours from me or something. It's not too bad.
Yeah.
It's across the Mississippi.
Yeah, I'm in Northwest Arkansas, up there where the home of Walmart.
Scepter
a great
says,
place. I love living here though. I know everything good.
Yeah. Brother XP Bliss K-Ban.
Oh, what's up, buddy?
What another great guy. Another great guy that I've met. And I think I've met him. I met him, I think, through you and through Lumpy. He's been in both of your streams. So,
have you had on the podcast yet?
No, but I'm working on bringing some other Rumble folks on. I want to bring on Pudge, Bless, Lumpy, Zebra. I want to get as many people on here as possible.
Network, huh?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So, but again, it's not about it's not necessarily as much about that as it is just community building. Like,
Yeah. Well, I mean,
you know,
that's kind of what I meant by it. Just meeting people and just being a part of the community, which is pretty awesome.
you know, I game with a lot of these people. Like Peter and I, and Chris, when we game, we open up our Xbox parties. We've gamed with TJ, with John TJ. We've gamed with Geekstorian. We've gamed with Back from the Dead, with Yobi, with Bigblock Plymouth, with Marceau. Like, it's more about building these relationships. But it's we game together. It's you hear me use a lot of brother and sister terminology. Like, to me, it's all gaming family. You know, we call it our NLG family. And, you know, I started calling you Brother Fox. I mean, it's just how I'm wired. So, RWK moved up. Hey. All right. And Geek Story says, not me, I'm in Colorado. RWK is from Arkansas as well, it looks like. So,
What part of Arkansas are you from, buddy? Don't say Bentonville, dude. I'll come over to your house right now.
Yeah, I drove to Arkansas for the first time when I went on vacation to Memphis.
Which part?
What's that?
Which part of Arkansas?
Well, I came up from Texas, so.
Okay.
Drove up.
Straight through the middle?
Yeah. And I didn't like driving through Arkansas, but the country was pretty.
Yeah, well, once you get a little further north away from Texas, you get closer to Missouri, we're in the Ozarks. We have some gorgeous country up here.
Yeah. Yeah, one day.
yeah, I'd like to get. That's one place I'd like to visit. I've never, like, my grandparents on my dad's side lived in Texarkana, so, you know, I've kind of straddled the line, but I would like to actually visit Arkansas.
Bro, there's nothing here.
Really? Because I've heard otherwise. I mean, I have people that I've got family that's just kind of strewn all over. You know, I've been to Louisiana, I've been to Georgia, you know, Florida. Arkansas is like the one in the middle I haven't gotten to yet.
It's beautiful. It's nice people. You know, we got clean towns, and you know, it's low crime, good schools, but there's not a whole lot going on. There's no Disney Worlds up here. I mean, we have the movies. We have a few mini golf courses. We have a Top Golf. Which is fun.
We have a Top Golf that just opened up. So Sir X-Man says he went to Little Rock to see Metallica, so he was happy. So RWK is down there by Texarkana. Okay. Papa Pete's in the house now. Papa Pete's in a whole different. He's up in Nova Scotia, or not Nova. He's not Nova Scotia. He's in that. Well, I think he is. He's in that area that. He's Canadian.
I know Jay's in Nova.
Jay's in Nova Scotia. He's in. Where are you? Where are you exactly, Papa Pete? And De Niro Primero.
He's in the Twilight Zone.
Hey, just and real quick, let me see if I can. De Niro, pop that. I normally don't do this, but De Niro, I tweeted out a GoFundMe for De Niro. De Niro, him and his family need some help. De Niro, you're welcome to pop that. Pop that GoFundMe link in the chat, brother. So, all right. So we have, 33 people watching now. Welcome. Excellent. So I do want to, this has been awesome. And this is exactly what I was hoping for when you came on. But I know we want to talk about Starfield. So I'm going to swap out. We're just going to go out of order so that you can stay on as long as you're able to. And we'll do Starfield, and then talk about some PlayStation Plus, and then our Ask NLG segment, which is part of our locals community. So we do locals, believe it or not. And for our supporters, which we actually call our NLG family, I open up a thing on Fridays and open up a live chat for them and for us too. And they can ask a question, and we actually have a question this week. So,
I don't think
viewers are
I've
traitors.
used locals very much. Unfortunately, I'm probably missing out. I'm probably not doing it right, but yeah, I haven't really messed with locals too much since I've been over here. First of all, it sounds like a dating website.
That's what everybody else has said.
Like, I don't know why they chose the name locals for that.
I don't know either. You're not the only one that has said that. But I can kind of talk to you about it a little further. For us, it's taken the place of our YouTube membership, because I want off YouTube so badly, and I don't want to give YouTube another dime. So we're trying to get our YouTube members to finish kind of moving over to our locals community, and there's so much more that we can do there rather than just, oh, here, you can watch this video before everybody else. So it's just kind of an extension of what we're trying to do. So anyhow, Peter.
Our next topic.
Our first topic.
Starfield.
Starfield. All right, so we've all played it. What?
I'm not wearing my watch. I took my watch off to take a shower. I have
Did you get the Constellation Edition?
Yeah. Give me just a second. Katrina.
Yes. Yes. All right. Yes, please. Oh, yes. We get to see the watch.
The watch, yeah.
I'm still waiting on my wrap.
Oh, your wrap, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Oh, that's not coming out. That's such a missed
October.
opportunity.
I know.
How is the wrap not ready
Yeah.
before the...
Who knows? Who knows?
That's a shame. By the time you're done with splitting Starfield, then you got the wrap.
But I'd rather them delay the wrap than delay the game again. So
Yeah, true.
Okay, yes. Yes, I'm with you there. I'm absolutely with you there. All right, while he's doing that, I'll pull up I will pull up a video for us to watch, at least of my last stream. Now, you guys have gotten much more time. We'll wait till he gets back. So the king just needs a lazy boy to fly in space.
I got now a ship that almost looks like the captain's seat is a lazy boy.
Oh, Nick started Starfield tonight. And
Woo!
Nick's been watching a couple. All right, hold on. We got to see this watch. So he brought the watch. All right, hang on a second. Hang on. Let me do this.
It's on the big screen.
Yes, we want to see the watch. Give me a second.
This is about as fancy as it gets, boys.
All right, hold tight. I'm not perfect yet. There we go. Oh.
I don't know if people haven't played the game, they may not know this, but in the game, on the bottom left of your screen, you have this white meter that is, I think it's like your oxygen and your CO2 thing. In this, they use that same bar, but it's like your daily step counter.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. And look,
Does it count down or does it count up?
It just the meter just fills up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so the white bar right there, that's how I haven't done nearly enough today. But yeah, it's cool. I mean, look, it's not. I'm not saying it's the best watch I've ever seen in my life, but it has like the moon cycles. The obviously tells the time, has the weather, has the step counter. It's more you more buy something like this because it's just a cool Starfield thing more than just a functional watch. But I've been wearing it all day in Dallas and everywhere else.
Nice.
I'm proud of that stuff.
Oh, I hope so. Because that was like $200, right?
Yeah, it's cool. That case looks cool too.
The case looks good. Oh,
I'll tell you what. I think they made a lot of money from stuff like that. The watch, the early access,
I think this whole
Game Pass, and those who paid the $100 for the.
I think this was like $250, $300.
Was it?
But yeah, I think so. But what? Surprisingly, it's actually heavy.
Here, hold on.
For what it is, you think it'd be a piece of just light plastic. I don't know if they got weights in here or what, but it's pretty neat. It's got this little different kind of style latch on there to open and close.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah,
that is cool. All right, hold it back up. Nice.
And what's cool too is in the game, when you pick up those they call them cred sticks or whatever they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you Okay, and this is like full metal. It's really nice. And so the code to the game is actually embedded on this thing too. Like,
Neat.
Oh,
That's
nice.
awesome.
That's
game.
cool.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
It's,
pretty
it's,
good.
That came in the case also, right?
Yep, came in the case, and then it's got this extra band that's not the rubber band, it's the more like fabric-y band. I actually may switch to that one. I like the more fabric-y looking band. But yeah, it's cool.
I tell you, the one thing that Bethesda does well is they do these special editions very, very well. The Pip-Boy was, if you guys remember that from Fallout, was really, really well done. They don't miss on those things for sure. So Scepter Sever wanted to know, does it link to the game?
It does not link to the game, but it does link to your phone. So I have it. So it comes with you can download the Starfield, the Constellation app, I think it's called. So you can actually set the time and do all the stuff. Here, I'll show you. So it comes with its own app, and you compare it to your watch. Compare it to my iPhone like instantly. Okay, it's making me accept some stuff. So
that's all right. It gives me a second to get you on the screen.
Yeah, but you can do all your settings in here, so you can change it from like the 12-hour clock type to 24-hour. You can change the date of. You can change the format of how you see the date. So it comes with an app that links to your phone, which I'm guessing that's how it knows the steps and all that junk. But
nice.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Nice.
I know there's on my Samsung watch, I could get the download the watch face for Starfield.
Oh, nice.
Have you seen the background for my lock screen for my iPhone?
Oh no, hang on.
The
Oh, is that the
Oh, hang on.
What do you call that?
It's just a lock screen, but it has like perfect spots for your
Starfield.
For your flashlight and your photo stuff and then your button indications. But it's like really well designed.
Yeah, that's really cool.
That's really cool.
It is.
Sorry, I messed with my headphones. I just got these today, and I can't forget to keep them in my freaking ears. I'll push through it.
Yeah, you're doing fine. All right, so.
Yeah, CyberConto said he got the patch in Steelbook. Yeah, I got that one too. I already showed the patch, and this is the.
Wait, what is this?
Steelbook.
Oh yeah, this is okay. This came. Oh,
hang on.
This is where the cred thing came from. I apologize. This wasn't in the case.
No, it's okay.
The cred thing came in this book thing.
Oh, okay. That's what I was going to ask. I remember seeing people with the case too with that.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if it was both.
It came in the okay. Show us the book again. Oh, is
and
that
it's
the
got like stars and everything on it. Yeah, and you opened it up and it had the cred stick that you see in the game was in here sitting
that's cool.
there.
And see, I remember a while back I mentioned this because you know how as digitals become more of the main way for people to buy their games, and we're starting to see less physical discs, right? And I remember mentioning a while back it would be cool if they gave collectibles, and then on the collectibles somewhere you have digital code, and it seemed like that it's kind of cool they did that with the cred stick. So
yeah,
hopefully we see more of that.
Yeah, I actually had to look it up because I didn't know because obviously the Constellation came with early access, so I didn't know how I get. So I had to look it up to find out that code was on the cred stick, which I thought was pretty cool touch.
So how do you get the? Is it just imprinted on it?
Yeah.
Okay, that's not.
Yeah.
Got it.
That would be pretty cool if it was like engraved or something, but no.
Yes. So, all right, but it's at least printed on it. So, it'd be cool if you could like touch it to your to your PC or your Xbox, and it on an RFID.
What's it?
An RFID.
Yeah.
So, hey, what's up, Banda? Saying howdy, everyone.
Panda.
Another great man. You're talking about a great content creator. That's a guy. That's a guy everybody needs to follow.
He's got some skills.
Yeah, the man's got skills. So he is he's Hollywood quality. It's serious. So now I'm just saying my footage is not going to be nearly as interesting as everybody else's, but one of the things that, and I'll start off the conversation this way. One of the things that I think is great about a Bethesda RPG, and especially Starfield, is, you know, my stream, your stream, and if Peter streamed it, and anybody else that I've seen who has been streaming Starfield, Marceau, every stream is going to be different. Because everybody's story is going to be different. Everybody's character is going to be different. Everybody's path is going to be different. I've literally not had any ship battles yet because I've just been running around planets looking at caves and unknown stuff. Like I'm just finishing. I had just finished the first mission, and I went to New Atlantis to go sell off some stuff because I was over encumbered, like everybody in the game has been at some point. And
yeah.
And I'm like, you know, I'm just gonna go sell off a bunch of stuff, and I'm gonna go back to the planet I was at. And then I got sucked into doing a side mission for this poor woman trying to locate junction box brownouts, and that sucked me into a whole storyline that I wasn't even expecting. So the path that I'm taking is completely different than what I watched you stream, Fox, and that's what I think is so cool about this game.
Yeah, I have no idea. It's like the scope of the game. Okay. So let me start here. So I looked it up the other day because I was curious if there was an actual time, if anybody's put out a time frame yet for like how long it usually takes to beat the game. And they said if you just focused on the main quest lines, the game's actually only around 17 hours long. Just the main quest lines, which is not a super long game for a Bethesda RPG. However, that doesn't take into account like almost countless side quests, and that doesn't even take into account outpost building. I mean, you can spend indefinite amount of time doing that. That doesn't take into account just going to a random planet and just scanning around looking for caves and, you know, thug outposts or space pirate outposts, whatever they're called. And I mean, I've put about 30 hours into the game already, or it says 27, and it feels like I've done nothing. I mean, it feels like I've done. I mean, I found a few. I found a couple artifacts. I mean, I'm not going to give anything away. I don't want to spoil anything. But I've done like 2 of those. But that's like, I've just done so little, and it doesn't bother me at all. This is one of those games. I told people when this game came out, if it's what I thought it was going to be, and it is, it's going to be I don't know when I'm going to play anything different. I mean, maybe at some point I'll get burnt out, you know, maybe hop back over, do an Elden Ring stream, or maybe go do Skyrim for a bit and then come back. But this game, it's been a while. I think Elden Ring, so I guess it's not been that long. But it's not very often you find a game where the hours melt away and it doesn't feel like you're working at all. You know what I mean? And Starfield is that game, and it just it blows my mind when people hate the game. Like, okay, I get it, it's not your thing, but I don't know. It's kind of like baseball. You know, I think everyone, baseball is one of those sports where baseball is my favorite sport. I think it's a beautiful game. I think it's just one of the most just beautiful games that we have. But people don't watch it because what? Baseball's boring. Because people don't appreciate art. They don't appreciate thing. Not everything has to be fucking Overwatch 2 to be exciting or to be fun. You know, I think people's attention spans. I don't know. I guess I'm a little older than probably a lot of gamers. I don't know what people wanted. I mean, yeah, Starfield can improve a few things, and apparently some mods have already taken care of a lot of annoying things. But I'm like, I don't know what people expected. I mean, if they played a Bethesda RPG, they're not pow pow pow, boom boom boom, action action action. They're just good stories with really good RPG elements and good dialogue and cheesy face movements. But
cheesy dialogue or
yeah, if you love Skyrim, if you love Fallout 4, you'll love this. And I think a lot of the hate, honestly, I was going to ask you this earlier, actually, Mike, that I feel like gaming, like that sort of journalism has changed a lot. It has to have, because back then you probably weren't doing it for the most amount of clicks you could get. You know what I'm saying? It was probably, but now everything, because everyone makes a living, and you were trying to make a living too, but my point is that now it's just focused on, it feels like journalism in general, and we'll just stay on gaming, it's just focused on, okay, if we piss people off with this title, we'll get more revenue. And so like IGN, these other places giving it a 7, I'm like, that's not a serious score. There's just no way. I'm not saying it's a 10 out of 10 best game of all time, but I'm just like, a 7? I mean, there's no way they've played the game enough. If they've played the game as much as I've played it, I just don't see how any person, like a good example is Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate may win Game of the Year. It actually might. I don't like the game at all, but I wouldn't rate it a 7 because I know, like, I can still appreciate how good the game is and still not be for me. Like, some people just love to hate things, but people are fucking miserable, I guess.
Well, yeah, that's what I tell Mike, that these past few years, the TMZ has gone into everything, or the negativity, like politics and all that. It's in everything that we see now, and that's a sad part, in the gaming world.
Yeah.
The drama and the negativity is the focus instead of the actual games, the gameplay, the art, the hard work that these devs put into this stuff. And then, they can sit there and work on this game for 5-8 years, and then you have negativity journalism articles out there, stupid Metacritic, scores that will tear down this game in a matter of minutes.
Yeah,
and make people think that it's the worst game ever. And, sales struggle because of that, because it's on social media and everybody's pretty much on social media, and they get their, ideas or, what other people think. And it's, back in the day when we relied on magazines, and later on, once PC, you get on forums and all that, you didn't see that. Yeah, you had people who would bitch and complain, but in articles, they give you the pros and cons, but you could tell that the people that were writing the review, that they actually put time in the game, and, there's objectivity, and there's no objectivity in gaming media nowadays. In fact, in a lot of things nowadays,
Yeah, it's definitely about there's more. See, it seems like there's more politics in it.
Yeah.
Like there's there's certain magazines or websites now, I guess, that if they get snubbed by Xbox in any way or Bethesda for any reason, that person has an agenda now, and instead of rating it even a 7.5 or an 8, they find reasons to kind of and some of these nerds, they put these reviews out so quick. And I know some of them get early access, but some of the ones that were giving it bad reviews didn't get early access. I think that's why they were pissed.
Yeah.
And so it's like, the game comes out, they'll say that night or the next day, 7 out of 10. Like, how could you possibly know what the rating is of a game when you didn't even get to play it early, son of a bitch?
Right.
Like,
yeah, to me, I think to really get a good, and you could play the main story and you would get through that pretty quick, right? If you focus on that.
17
but these
hours
reviewers should have
still...
at least done the main story to get a good idea, because the main story kind of helps you along.
Mm-hmm.
But even that doesn't even come close to encompassing.
I know. Yeah. But for them to have time to try to get it done in a short amount of time when they got the review code, at least do the main story.
Yeah. or at least do enough of, or I would even say maybe even do a couple hours of each different thing that there is to do. You know, go work on an outpost for an hour or two.
Yeah.
You know,
the ship fighting.
Even like shipbuilding. You know, you cannot do like 5 minutes and it's like, oh yeah, we can build ship. No, I mean that's gonna take time too.
It does.
30 hours, and
I haven't even built a ship yet.
I haven't done anything. I think I just now got another ship. I did a quest line. I won't give it away in case you guys do it or haven't done it. But you know, I just got almost 30 hours of the game, and it feels like I'm just now doing anything meaningful except just looking around in awe. Are you guys playing on PC or Xbox?
Xbox.
Xbox.
Okay, yeah, I'm playing
Series
on
X.
PC. You know, so I'm averaging anywhere between 50 and 60 frames per second. Actually, tonight when I get off here, I'm going to go. Apparently, there's a mod, a DLSS mod that is helping everybody's frame rate. I'm like, I'm doing that shit tonight.
So, with now that everybody else is playing, you know, Game Pass or whatever, was there a patch or anything, Peter? Did you?
I don't think there was a patch for today or anything. I haven't seen any patches. The only patch we got was like right before early access.
Yeah.
I haven't.
That's a
either.
good. That's a good sign. I mean, I think earlier. So I backed out, tried to jump to another system, and it froze. It kept turning. That's the first time. But I have probably about 3 days in the game, and today is the first day that I put an outpost.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you said.
I have not done that yet.
It's so much to do. You get sidetracked on missions, side missions. I've done some of the main mission stuff, and I'm like, let me try this now. Let me do this.
Dude, I did a mission yesterday where, and this isn't any main story stuff. It'll be so vague, it won't give anything away. I did a mission where basically I had to mediate between this ship full of travelers and that was orbiting a planet and the people that already own the planet. I had to go be like an in between to try to. Have you guys done this?
I heard of that one.
I have not done that one yet, but I've been a hostage negotiator.
All right, I haven't done that. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's cool too.
But and even if I told you how I did it, which I won't, there's so many different ways. You probably wouldn't do it the same way. But anyway, so I resolved it. But the point is, I spent, as part of it, I had to go find these resources as part of the mission, the way I chose to do it. There was a way I could have done it much quicker, but I chose to go try to find these resources to make the deal work. I spent 2 hours on the planet going to find basically plants. Just going around looking for resources. And then I had to find iron and one other thing. But I think I spent like 2.5 hours just looking for resources. And I enjoyed it. You know, the thing is, you know, like I said, everybody wants Call of Duty. You know, everybody's attracted to Overwatch and all the stuff that's just moving action. But I'm like, I don't know. There's something about just the sense of wonder, the sense of being out there and like being this person in space out there on a planet all by yourself.
Yes.
Like there's something very like ASMR about that, very therapeutic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm looking around, and I know you guys are on Xbox. I don't know. Is Xbox pushing the game at 1440p?
Well, the Series X is pushing 4K.
It's 4K, just 30 FPS.
Yeah.
Oh, 40. Okay, 30 FPS. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I must say it's a very, very smooth
good,
30 FPS. I mean,
Yeah,
you've
it's
seen
not
30
good.
FPS games that are like,
Oh yeah,
some
some of
especially when you pan and stuff, like makes you nauseous. And this
Yeah.
is actually done pretty well.
Yeah. Well, so I'm playing in 1440, which is obviously not 4K, but I am getting, you know, close to 60 almost all the time.
You were, yes.
And I'm out there. And on this moon or what rocky planet, and there's like low gravity, so I'm jumping and my character's floating, and it looks, the detail in the game is just, it looks so good, man, and I'm blown away. It's one of those,
and the lighting and stuff. You know, with between sunset or sunrise and stuff. I mean, it changes everything. It's so cool.
Yeah, I saw this video on Twitter today, actually, when I was sitting in the airport. I think I retweeted it, actually, where somebody did a time lapse. They stood
I
in
saw
place
that.
on this moon. They stood
Oh, yeah.
in place on this moon, and they were watching. It looked like they were still, but they were watching Saturn and the rings rotate.
Yeah.
This is the game.
Yeah.
This is incredible.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I was doing one of the I wasn't doing the main mission I went to the planet of the first mission and ended up finding my way to some outpost thing. And so I went in and it was daytime. I came out and it was night. Yeah. I went in and spent like an hour and a half of, real time. I don't know how much time lapsed in the game, taking on pirates and stuff like that. I walked out and it's dark outside and the lights are on. But
also like just the shadows and stuff. Like I was in New Atlantis and you have that big tower, right? And the sun, it changes and it changes the shadow or the piece of light that I actually was able to get through. And it's like you see that moving. And it's like fantastic. That's so cool.
On one planet, there was a small creature flying. And how I figured out, I looked up because I saw the shadow on the ground. I was like, what the hell is that? I look up and it's like, what the hell?
But also your companion, all of a sudden like, oh,
yeah.
Guess you caught up.
Yeah. I don't even wait for those guys. Just catch up.
It's interesting too. I don't know what planet I was on, but I looked up at the sky, and their star, was shining, but because there was no atmosphere, it was just black, and then you just saw the light from the star. Like there was no atmosphere to turn it into blue. What we see as daylight.
Yeah.
So it's like to get all that right is just so fucking cool. When people are like, "Well, No Man's Sky," I was like, "Shut the fuck up, nerds." No Man's Sky is not doing a tenth of the computing and trying to do a tenth of what Bethesda is doing with Starfield. With all the detail alone is crazy. And with all the hundreds of quests, thousands of side quests, just like all the cave systems and and all the outposts and and there's so many buildings with so much detail with little just cups and plates and just everything. It's just, NPCs with full dialogue. I mean, like there's so much that they're computing in Starfield that of course you can have a seamless planet when that's the only thing to compute when you get there. There's nothing else. But by the way, I love No Man's Sky. I put many hours.
It's a great game for what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But No Man's Sky has a story, kinda, but
yeah.
I don't know what the hell it is. It's basically just, I have no idea. But no one plays No Man's Sky for the story. You play because you get to get in a ship and you just get to go explore as a lone explorer out in the universe, and that's very appealing. But it's apples and oranges. They're both space games, but it stops right there.
Yeah.
Cyber Gunter says, "I like this guy."
Well, hang out a little longer. I'll piss you off at some point, buddy.
No.
Yeah, and I want to give a shout out to TJ because he's jumped in our party chat past couple nights and he's given us some pointers. Sent us videos and DM, and so I was able to do a couple things because of him. He showed me a couple things, and so he was telling me how to jump from one system to another, but how to do it to try to get away without getting scanned, contraband stuff. But then I noticed when I went on the system, I would just go to it and click it and then go. But then I realized last night, it's like, whoa, there's two sections. You got two different areas that you go to in that system. And I didn't realize that until last night. And all the hours I put in, it's just amazing that so many things that you keep discovering.
Yeah.
And like last night, we're in a party chat, and I found these sunken mines or whatever, and you get to the hole and it looks deep. And you're like, shit, I wonder if I could go down there. Will I be able to get out? And I was telling Peter last night, and I said, you know what? Fuck it. And I went. Yeah. And there was an opening where
save first.
Auto save. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah. And there was an opening. Actually, it loads in, right? And as I kept going, it was just deep going down, and I saw these cool things, and I saw this. It looked like skeletons of previous life that was there way back in the day. It looked like the alien, from the movie. Skeleton. It's like shit. I was just like wowed. Everything you run into is just. And there's a lot of moments on every planet that you see, whether it's barren or not. there's something there that you can
Yeah.
get wild at, you know.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
amazing.
you know,
Question for all you guys: are you playing third person, first person, mix?
I'm playing
it kind of
mixed.
depends for me. Yeah, it depends what I'm doing. I'm playing it. Excuse me. I'm playing it mostly in first person, but every
Yeah.
now and then I like to back out and see my character jump around,
Mhm.
and you know, because I love I play Skyrim in third person. I don't know. I've never enjoyed Skyrim in first person because I enjoy with RPGs especially whenever you get to your clothing your player in you know suits or whatever that you think look cool. I like to see I like to see the guy that I'm
Mm-hmm.
building. You know what I mean? But to me, Starfield feels better most of the time in first person, just because there's guns and all that stuff. And I've always just I enjoy I like the first person gun look.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mainly play in third, but I'll go back and forth once in a while.
I play mostly also in first person.
I want to
But
point
funny
out.
because in Skyrim I play mostly in third.
Yeah, I'm the
That's
same.
funny. Me too.
So that's like
No.
the opposite.
I did want to point out that they were nice. Bethesda was nice enough to think about my people, and there are potato latkes in this game. I found them in one of the outposts, and it actually says made with either flour or matzo meal, and I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
now
there you
that's
go. Are you gonna collect like a 1,000 of those and store them in the
Yeah.
ship?
that's
Did you see that
Yeah.
that one clip
Yeah, I
of
saw
somebody
that.
put like all potatoes in it?
Yeah.
They opened up the
Oh,
door
I saw that.
and they
Tom
came
Warren
rolling
said that.
out.
Yes.
Have you guys started collecting anything yet?
Yeah, a little bit. I found some VHS tapes,
Oh,
CD
nice.
player. Yeah, and I'm like, oh, I'll collect those. You know.
Yeah,
I've
I found
s-
this little stuffed toy thing called a Wilby. Something
Yeah.
my friend like a little it's like pink or purple or something. I don't know. I forget what color it was, but I found 2 of them so far, and
Nice.
I was like,
Yeah.
you know what? This is a little quirky thing. I'm gonna collect these Wilbies. Every time I find one, I'm gonna take it and go put it in my ship.
Yeah, I grabbed a few of those too.
I lost a whole bunch of guns. I had like a ship, Razorback, and it has like weapon racks in it. So I put all my weapons on there, you know, looks really cool. And today loaded in and like my weapons are gone.
Oh no!
At least I have my favorite weapons. I carry them with me because those are the ones that I use. But now I
can
lost
never
all my
trust-
shotguns and stuff. Like, hey,
You can never trust that weapon rack
Yeah.
again.
no.
Yeah, and today too, I finally got a better handle on the ship battle. Got a few kills. I got that one skill unlocked. I need one more kill to.
Yeah,
get that
me
one
too.
done.
I have 4 out of 5. I need one
Yeah,
more.
yeah. So,
And then there was one battle, but then they said like, oh, we're gonna build. So,
but
after a
I
few shots,
one thing
yeah.
I do have a trouble with, like when you steal stuff, whatever, or if you mess with any of the factions and then you go into a system, you're like, boom, they're right on your ass right away.
I don't know.
I have I think 120,000 bounty on me by the Crimson,
Jesus, dude.
and and then I went in one system, and then I don't know when I must have pissed off the UC, and then the ship just started shooting at me. I'm like, you're not even giving me a chance to have some dialogue to get out of it. Pay a
Oh,
fine.
really?
Like, so it's stuff like that. It just happens randomly. It's like, what the hell?
Dude, it's an RPG. There's nothing random, dude. You're in there causing trouble.
Yeah, I do. I try to be in the middle. I do help a lot of people. I'm nice to a lot of people, but I like to steal shit too. So
I did steal, like at the beginning of the game, I stole this dude's sandwich, like while he was sitting there at the table, and he literally looked up and said, "Oh, that's my sandwich, man." And it's those little things in the game that are so funny.
Yeah.
And my thought was like, if he was that hungry, he should have eaten it already. You know.
yeah.
DJC
But I will
is
yeah.
calls in trouble in the chat.
Yeah. Well, you haven't seen Pac-Man.
He has not. Right. I'm betting there's a Pac-Man in the game.
Yeah.
You know, you know, Chuck. I made one of these. This is for you, Chuck. Look, that is for you, dude. I did that specifically for you. Just like I did Outrun specifically for Marceau. This is what I do for my friends. I make them emojis.
Now, real quick before the game came out, I know Server talked about it. So I remember when the Bethesda show, they teased this along with the Elder Scrolls 6, right? They just throw the teaser flash Starfield, right? The symbol real quick. It's like, oh shit, what's this? And I was intrigued right away, and I was thinking, oh, maybe this is the next Fallout, but it's in space or something. And then over time they started, finally revealed it and started giving us news. But you could tell Todd Howard and some of the developers there they knew what they had, right? Before we started playing it, you could tell it was something special to them. And to see them, as it was getting closer, they started being a little bit more, talking about it, this and that. They weren't afraid to, when they did the deep dive. Most studios don't do a deep dive like that, right? They had no problem showing more of this game and talking about it. They knew what they had, and
they kind of had to.
Off. Yeah,
they kind of had to because I'm going to be honest, because you guys know this. It was supposed to come out November of last year.
I know.
And when it didn't come out, looking back, I'm glad it didn't come out because obviously it wasn't polished enough. And after like a month, I started thinking about it differently, and I was like, you know what, this is good, because if it didn't come out, it's not like they don't want the game out. They want to start recouping their money. They would love to have the game out. So if for Todd Howard or whoever made that decision to pull it back for whatever it was, 9-10 months, then if that gives us a better product, because the last thing we want is this game to come out and it be a stinker that's all bugged out. I mean, that's not good for anybody. It's not good for us. That's not good for the people who are excited for it. And that's another thing too. People were talking about they call it Bugthesta, whatever. And that's probably, and I'm sure that's true because, but like I said earlier, I didn't play Skyrim when it first came out. I didn't play Fallout 4. I didn't play any of these games when they first came out. I only played them still last year when they were fixed with, so I haven't experienced the Bugthesta thing. So in this game, I don't want to lie about it. But I don't think a game has not crashed once.
I haven't run into anything.
The only thing that I've ran into is like little things, like maybe like once or twice, maybe an animal was kind of spinning weird or something, what I mean? But nothing that was affecting the game. Well, I will say this: every now and then I'll get a little bit of a frame rate drop. I'll drop down to like the high 40s or something instead of staying around 60 where it's supposed to be. But so I'm sure they'll even patch that soon. But yeah, it's been like 99% bug free and just amazing.
Yeah, it has been, and us console plebes that don't get the 60 FPS, but it's still, I mean, it is.
But it's a smooth 30.
It's a smooth 30, and I'm that guy. Chris and Peter both know that I'm that guy that. I'm the 60 frame. I'm the. I am
frame rate
always
snob.
I am the frame rate over resolution guy always, and always will.
He didn't play Redfall, but because of it.
And I'll tell you what, if even though it's not perfect, if Jedi Survivor didn't have a performance mode, I'd have skipped that too. But which, by the way, they patched today. And tomorrow I'm going to check that patch out. It is supposed to make that game a solid 60 on Xbox. But I'm also used to Bethesda games on console not being 60. But and in this case, I wasn't expecting it. It was never sold to us that way. And it does not affect the gameplay at all. I've had no issue with gunfights. I've had no issue with I haven't done any real ship to ship stuff yet. I did the one battle in space that was part of the training mission, but that was it. And again, this is where my experience is different than the rest of you guys. I haven't bought a ship yet. I haven't even modified my ship yet.
I've never bought a ship. I got a second ship.
I haven't gotten a second ship. I'm still I'm still with the Frontier. I was able to, because of the way I built my character, I was able to talk a pirate captain out of taking my ship. But I haven't done anything yet but on the ground missions. Like, I haven't even just flown around space yet. So
yeah.
It's like this is a whole different experience for me. It's a whole different game than what you guys are playing. And I'm sure at some point I'm going to, but I haven't even figured out if I want to be part of, like, I don't even know if I want to be part of a faction. Maybe I don't want to do anything. Maybe I just want to run around and explore and fight pirates. Just because.
Just ride the fence and tell everybody what they want to hear.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I saw this video yesterday where this girl streamer was testing if you could just fly out in space. And I forget which planet she went to. I don't know if it was in our solar system or what. But she was trying to go to the next planet, and she did it, and it took her 7 hours.
Yeah.
You guys see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild, dude.
Yeah,
I got to give it to her. That's dedication. As much as I love Starfield,
Yeah,
I'm not flying. I'm not doing 7 straight hours in the void of space.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Even I have my limits.
Yes. And by the way, to answer your question,
Was that even with jumping?
I mean, just her booster, just flying
boosting?
straight. Yeah. Well, I'm assuming she was using her, but the booster doesn't add a ton.
No,
Yeah.
and it's limited too. There's a
Yeah.
recharge.
Yeah. So no, yeah, but it wasn't no cutscenes. It was her just flying straight to the next planet. 7 hours.
wow.
Pretty wild.
I guess there's no boundary in space.
Yeah, I guess not. That's interesting.
Yeah. No.
I saw that there's a mod that's already lets you remove the barriers, the tile barriers on the planets. I'm like, okay, I mean, you can try that crap, but they're there for a reason. I mean,
yep.
you're gonna break your game at some point.
And I haven't even run across one. And man, I've gone pretty far. Just going to the next thing I see.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people that were already going to probably hate the game, were trashing the game for that. Which, look, I'm no Bethesda. Like I said, I didn't play a Bethesda game till last year. I don't even own an Xbox. I have a PS5 here. So I can play PlayStation exclusives, and I have a PC. So it's not about Bethesda or Xbox.
Yeah.
But it was obvious to me that some people were just going to hate the game no matter what, and they were going to find stuff like this and blow it out of proportion, and do all the what do you call that, like impression porn stuff. It's just stuff just to get you to click. But so they made a huge deal of the tile thing, and at first I was like, yeah, that's because they did, just to be intellectually honest, they did really make it seem like you could walk around the planet and just, if you wanted to, like, which no one was ever going to do that. I mean, that would take you, I don't even know how long that would actually take forever. But but they did kind of make it seem like that was possible. But like to your point, Chris, I've been on planets. When I like that mission, I was out there looking for resources to make that deal go through. I mean, I walked for a long time. I mean, not in a straight line to find a tile, but I was out there, and I was just, I didn't think about the tile. I forgot that was even a thing out there. So I think it's a non-issue. It hasn't broken the immersion for me 1%.
No, not at all. Not at all. No. And Relic Gamer was asking how the Series S performs, and I know that Bigblock Plymouth has a Series S, but I've also seen comparison videos, and the Series S, man, runs this game just fine.
Yeah.
So
is that the lesser one?
That's the smaller one, yeah. By the way, Digipix, bitches. I don't care if it says novice or not. This and shout out to Geekstorian, who talk about a pro tip. Save your game before doing this, because I lost so many Digipix because I didn't understand.
And who the heck designed it? That those were pretty miscellaneous.
I like it.
It took me
category with all the junk.
Right, put it with the miscellaneous
down there,
shit.
selling all your junk, and there go your Digipix.
Gotta be careful.
Like, oh, son of a gun, I have to buy them back.
Dude, I was calling them dog picks. I guess I looked at the name too fast once, and I just started calling them dog picks. someone in my chat was like, they're freaking. It's called Digipix, and then I didn't even read that right. I was like, Dig Pics. It's like Digipix. It took me like a while to even get it through my freaking head. But I just started calling them dog pics. I don't care.
Well,
that is a pretty. It took me a little bit to figure out like what the little puzzle wanted out of me. But I haven't done anything past a novice, so I'm sure they get way more difficult.
Oh, I'm sure.
But I like that digital key lock thing. You know,
it's neat.
Pretty cool.
And shout out to Bigblock Plymouth for explaining the Digipix to me, because I didn't know what the hell I was doing either. So, and then there was undoing.
Yeah, but you're old.
And, well, this is true. This is true. So, Scepter says too close to dick pics. This is very true. So,
I'm sure they knew that.
Yeah. All right, guys, we need 3 more people to hit 50 watchers, to hit 50 people watching again, guys. We need 3 more people.
I saw it hit 50 from.
Did you?
I'm watching right here. Yeah, it hit 50 on my end. Well, at least once. Now it says 49.
Damn. Thank you, everybody. You guys, god damn. This is why we're going to Rumble, because there's that, and there's 9 people watching on YouTube, and
picked up a couple more followers now. Dude, nice.
Oh, awesome! Thank you all. But get into this chat, guys. Get into this chat and talk to us.
Go verify your account. I know people don't like doing that, but
very true. That might be why that's happening, is people are just watching. Lumpy is in the chat. Brother Lumpy is here. Dude, you want to talk about a guy
potato times 2.
You want to hear you want to talk about a guy who is also just tearing it up. And
yeah, Lumpy's kicking ass.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want to play Fortnite now.
Why?
This is where Mike gets his midlife crisis, right here.
Dude, just go buy a Corvette like everybody else and relax.
Welcome, Lumpy. So no, but he's kicking ass. You know, and again, another guy who him and the people in his chat have been so welcoming, and just out of the gate. Seriously. So, and by the way, Fox, type something in the chat just real quick so people can click on your name and follow you. I want to make sure people are following you as well. In fact, you know what? Let me do it this way too.
I just click on my name.
click on my name, bitch. What's my name? Hang on. You know what? Let me do it this way too. There we go. And I'll put it down in the YouTube chat as well.
Oh, thank you. You don't have to do that.
Absolutely. Hell yes, I do.
I'm just here to talk about Starfield. Don't give a shit about my channel right now.
I know, but you know what? This is how we do. This is how we do. We
What's up, G-Dub?
Rising
Gamer's Wife
Tide.
is one of my amazing mods.
Yes, and I've seen her in your chat, and I think I want to say, let me make sure. Yeah, Gamer Girl. I am following her as well, and I watched that one stream where Rumble put her on the front page, and then she blew up. That was an amazing stream. I think that one ended up at like 254,000 views. So
Jesus.
Yeah. So a great stream, and this is what I'm talking about. Just an outstanding group. I'm digging this. So, all right, back to Starfield, though.
Real quick to Relic. He did ask about the S, and from what I've seen, others it upscaled to 1440, and it's doing pretty good at 30. So it's holding up pretty good. So.
Yeah, I think Starfield, or Bethesda, I should say, definitely needs. Apparently, they're on an engine they've been using for a long time.
Yeah.
Which, and some people were saying, well, if it wasn't for the fact that they were on old engine, they could do a seamless, in and out of atmosphere travel if they weren't so, tied to this old engine. And I don't know enough about that kind of stuff to know if that's true or not, but it's interesting.
Quick shout out to Bigblock. He says. He put a $10 Rumbles in there. He says, Mike streams got me to get my first Xbox. And Starfield has truly made it a great decision.
Let's fucking go.
Thank you, Bigblock.
Thank you, Bigblock.
That one was on purpose.
Nice.
Oh my God. So, Relic's another 49-year-old. He does pretty. He says he loves Fortnite. I do pretty good for a 49-year-old guy. Beat down those kids. All right, so I might have to hang with Lumpy and Relic, and that's how I'll get good at it. So.
Yeah,
At
me and
least
Lumpy are going to do a collab at some point pretty soon too. But the thing is, see, you have to watch out for Lumpy. Like he's not gonna. He wants you to go play his game. He wants you to go play fucking Fortnite. He's a selfish son of a bitch.
I know we did. So this was kind of funny. There's me and a couple other guys in his stream yesterday. We were all talking about retro gaming because Monday night, because I was doing my Monday night retro and I was doing some Sega Saturn stuff, and we're talking about all this retro stuff, and he's like, and he's talking about he has no idea what we're talking about, and we're just, he's like, I don't know what's going on. So he is a little young, so you have to understand these Gen Zers, you know, with their Fortnite, right? So no,
we just call them gay. We don't call them Gen Z.
Oh God! All right, well, YouTube. It's
Moving
been
on.
great.
Let's go next.
It's been
Bye,
great
YouTube.
knowing you, YouTube.
Hey, well, hold on. That I never said it wasn't a compliment. It's a compliment.
Happy means happy.
You guys are okay, never mind.
Yeah, exactly. Just
Right.
look it up in a dictionary.
Right.
I think I'm starting to figure out why all my videos were demonetized. I think it just now hit me.
I think you
But that's the thing that we're not going to go back off on this tangent. But that's what we'll say. The fact that you can't even joke, you can't joke around like that. Like that's where it sucks the creator out of you. You know what I mean? And it's
It's in their algorithm. They know.
Yeah.
Well, you guys probably know this. Do you guys know that YouTube transcribes every live stream in real time, like what you're saying? Like it literally transcribes. So when it catches certain words in their algorithm, they'll hit you real time.
Relic says Lumpy is right to force you to play Fortnite. You'll get hooked. Geekstorian says, no, Relic, I won't.
I can, dude. I will bet you everything in my bank account right now. I will never get hooked on Fortnite.
I am. I picture that the meme, the Captain America as a 59-year-old guy. No, I don't think I will.
Yeah.
Just stop speaking your mind, okay? That's what Scepter says. So, Relic says, I make Zoomers cry on Fortnite, especially when they find out how old I am. And Geekstorian says, I've tried a few times. I'm glad it's there for people who love it, but it's not for me. The only reason I want to really try it is because they took out the real estate version of it. I don't have to be a house builder to play it. I could actually...
You don't have to
actually play it right. I could actually play it like I did enjoy the short time I played PUBG. Like I did enjoy it. So
we had fun at PUBG.
So they've kind of put giving an option not to build houses and hotels and play Monopoly and all that shit makes it a little bit more palatable for me to try to get into it, to try to play it like an actual battle royale game. So I do want to give it a shot. I mean, it does look fun.
You'll have fun.
Yeah,
but you know, and you know, I know we're getting back to Starfield, but you know, one thing I do appreciate, you know, I try to be intellectually honest. You know, I don't try to go all in on my getting too married to my ideas, but I appreciate how they're always innovating, and you know, whatever new movie fad is out or whatever, they're really good at teaming up with these different brands and pushing. You know, they had Rick and Morty, they've had freaking Iron Man. They do what they. It's not my thing, but they do what they do really well. And they have and even Call of Duty, whenever they would have these live events, you'd have to kick it back out to a loading screen to go to the next thing. I haven't been through one, but I've heard Fortnite, when they do their live events where they roll over to new seasons, it's all live. I mean, it happens like their Their servers are great. That they built the game on a great engine. That they have really good anti-cheat. That they innovate constantly, you know, with new types of characters and abilities and stuff. And yeah, Fortnite's great. Like I love Fortnite from a appreciation of a game perspective, but it's just not my thing. I mean, it's made for 15-year-old crackheads.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the latest one that I've played that I've enjoyed that's been very, very much a multiplayer centric game, and then we'll get back to Starfield, is Exoprimal. I've enjoyed that, and I know Peter's played that with me. Bigblock's played it with me, because it's a little more. I will always choose PvE over PvP. I'm too old to play a lot of PvP. I'm not the player.
Bro,
I
you're about
used
to play
be.
Fortnite. They save the I'm too old shit.
I said I was gonna try it. I didn't. So, I would rather play PvE if I had the chance. So
Peter, you can sit really still. I looked at your camera for like the last 30 seconds. I swear to God, I thought he was froze on the screen.
Yeah, no, I had to send a quick email, work-related story.
I thought your screen was froze. I'm like, dude, that guy is either froze or he can sit really still. That's
I
impressive.
can sit really still.
He can sit really still. He can sit very still, and then he comes up with the witty stuff like on a whim. So
what accent is that, Peter?
I'm from the Netherlands, so
Okay.
that's where I
Cool.
was.
Do you live there now, or you live here?
No,
now?
I live here in the States now, but
Okay, cool.
yeah,
but I was born and raised there.
Voice.
yeah. So finishing up on the Starfield kind of discussion, and I sense that here's my problem. I don't know how I'm gonna get the time to play anything else. That's where.
Do you want to play anything else?
Not at the moment, and this is where I get stuck. And I've said this twice on stream now. I'm going to be that guy that is going to run all the side missions first, and then do the main mission when there's no more side missions to do, which means I could be playing this game for the next year, and I'm going to miss out on a whole bunch of other games. Because this, like, I want to play this right now.
I think you should mix it up.
Well, I'm doing that.
Play side, play some, main story, and
Oh, I see what you mean.
yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing.
Yeah, because I feel like as amazing as the exploration is, and going to caves and outposts and just really taking your time, if you don't peel yourself back to the main story every now and then to kind of stay engaged. I'll just speak for myself here. This may not be the case for you, but I feel like I would be in danger of just losing interest in. I don't know. Like I feel like you got to like keep that carrot there every great now and then, or you just kind of lose interest. Because I get bored with games if I go too long with what and then forget or don't know what's going on. I'll start getting really bored with the game very quickly. So I got to kind of stay engaged that way. I don't know if that'll happen with this game because all the side stuff is not just. I mean, there's so much side stuff to do. Maybe that I won't experience that with this game. But yeah, if I don't know what's going on in the story, historically, that'll kill a game really quick for me. I don't care how good the game is.
I agree, and I get there too. But what's wild about this, and I think we've all seen it, is the side missions have their own stories.
Yeah.
So it's like you're building whatever story you want, and that's the amazing part. Sky even like look.
Well, but they have different things, right? You have your main story, and then you have like your secondary kind of things. Those are pretty big stories, and then you have your little kind of task stuff, or
Yeah.
those are little quick things when your character wants a cup of coffee and kind of have to do a fetch quest like that.
Dude, I actually made a
And
short.
then you have factions.
I actually I made a short that I haven't put out yet, like YouTube short. I thought it was something like I'm out here like exploring moons and planets, and I'm doing all this big boy stuff, and now I'm like the next minute I'm being somebody's coffee bitch.
Yeah.
Like this does not make sense. But I went and got the damn coffee anyway.
Now, and that's the thing. It's like when I went to New Atlantis, and the only thing that I was going there to do was to offload stuff so I could go back to the planet I was at, so I could go find this Terramorph. I got sucked into a whole different side quest, and that side quest turned into a story. And I mean, it wasn't just, okay, go do this fetch thing. There was the fetch part of it. Once it was done, I then went back and talked to the person, and there was a whole new piece of the quest where I then had to go and accompany that person to go talk to somebody, and then all of a sudden it turned into this whole thing, and I lost an hour just doing this side story.
I think you gained an hour.
Well, yes.
You gained an hour of content.
I did. And that's what's going to keep me hooked on this. And I'm not going to be able to play Spider-Man 2 until next year. I'm going to have to break myself away to play Forza Motorsport. I'm going to have to break myself away to play anything else because I'm going to want to spend
I'm glad
every
that
week.
Forza Motorsport is still
2 months
a month
away.
away.
Right, a month away because I'm going to need it.
Yeah,
well, I mean, the other games, just play those on your stream when you do streaming. In between, other than that, play Starfield in between.
you know, there's only one other game that I've seen that coming out this year. I think there's only one other game, unless I'm forgetting something, where I could see myself pausing Starfield to go give it a shot, and that's Lords of the Fallen. Have you guys seen this?
Yes. Yeah.
It looks like it really, really, from the early impressions that people have got to do some play testing and stuff, they're saying that it's a really good Souls-like game. Because, you know, there's been a lot of different developers who have tried to make a Souls-like, and most of them suck. And most of them just don't scratch that same itch that, you know, like an Elden Ring does or Dark Souls 3. But apparently this one feels really good. Combat feels good, and it's just so. So I'll probably give that a shot because my favorite game of all time is Elden Ring. I haven't played this one long enough to make that distinction, but Elden Ring is still like my go-to. If I can't find anything else to play, I just go do an Elden Ring playthrough. I'll spend 100 hours building characters, and I just love that game. So yeah, I'm excited for Lords of the Fallen. But other than that, yeah, I'm with you. I don't know what else is going to peel me away from this game, except maybe I get bored of it. I don't know.
Well, and Spider-Man 2 is on my very anticipated list because I really enjoyed the first Spider-Man. But
I can't get into Spider-Man games, man, for whatever it is. Like, I get about 10, 15 hours in, and I just get bored with the repetition. I just get bored with it every single time.
Sometimes stepping away from a game and coming back to it is good for you. I mean, I've done that with games where I've kind of stepped away from it for a while, played a whole bunch of other stuff, and I'm like, you know what, let me go finish this game. And I'd go and finish the game. And I'm probably going to do that. One of the games I'm going to do that with is Star Wars Jedi Survivor, because that is also an outstanding game. Very, very different in that it's more action based. But like I'm trying to decide, is that what I'm streaming on Thursday, or am I streaming this again? And do people want to see us just stream nothing but this? That's another question I've got to kind of answer for myself is, yeah, it's great, but do people want to see me go explore every cave? I don't even know if I want to see me explore every cave.
Yeah, that's actually an interesting point. I've actually thought about that. I don't know because of, you know, I have a certain type of personality that really enjoys, like I said, I love baseball. I love like the boring cave stuff. I could sit there on No Man's Sky and just mine for materials for a couple hours and be just fine and having the time of my life, even though it looks like I'm bored out of my mind. But my question is, I don't know if the viewers want to see that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So Starfield, I don't know if it's one of those games that people are going to enjoy watching as much as we do playing, because to them, they're not as invested in. I mean, some of it'll be interesting, I'm sure, but you know, I think that's where you got to build a community where they come there to see you, because sometimes the game does it translate over to like a fun viewing experience.
Right.
It can be boring even though we're having a great time.
And this could be one of the games that because every experience is different, might have a chance of breaking that. I don't know that answer, but somebody who's playing the game is going to they're likely going to see a different game than what they're playing. Like I said, your streams and my streams on this are wildly different.
Yeah.
We're playing the same game, but we're not playing the same game, and that may be the one way that bodes well for us. Is you might see the main missions here and there, but like I said, I have not had a single ship battle yet. I haven't even flown the ship other than to fly to a system and dock.
Yeah.
So my experience is going to be different.
When I first started playing, I told myself I wasn't going to watch anybody else stream it because I didn't want to spoil anything. But then I went to I think Mr. Cage. I think I went to his stream for a little bit, and I ended up watching for like a good half an hour or an hour and chatting with him because nothing. It doesn't matter, and unless he's in a direct. If he was in a direct main story mission, I'd probably pop out. But you can watch 90% of what the streamer's doing, and it has no impact on your playthrough.
Yeah,
which is pretty cool.
And the planet you visit, they have some procedural generation, right? As far as the life on there, so we could go to the same planet, but in each of our game, you can have something a little bit different.
Yeah. I think I don't know. Don't quote me on this, and I may be thinking of a different game, but I think a lot of the side quests are procedurally generated. So I think a lot of those are different depending on who's playing it. And you could go to NG Plus and get different missions than you got the first time.
Yeah.
Which is, I think that's right. If I'm wrong, I apologize.
And what's cool about once you do the new game plus, your skills transfer over, but unfortunately, as far as money and other stuff, it's not going to. So it's like you're starting over, but you're starting over with your full set of skills.
Yeah.
So you'll go through it a lot quicker, as far as you want to play a different playthrough, different, character.
Yeah. Well, and that's really cool too, because it kind of makes it more, it makes it like, okay, like in Skyrim, if you start a new game, you just start a new game. So you start go level 1. Now it's going to be cool to say, if I'm a couple of years down the road, I'm progressing past, like I just keep going, and it'd be interesting to see how high I go. Is there a limit? Do they put a limit on it? Is it like 1,000 or something? I don't know.
I haven't heard that yet. Yeah.
I mean, I like I said, I put almost 30 hours into it. I think I'm only level 15. It's because I'm not doing anything that's giving me. I mean, I'm getting XP here and there, but I haven't done really anything super important, so I'm not really moving the. I'm just in no hurry for whatever reason. Well, I know the reasons, but I'm in no hurry. Like I don't care. Like I'll walk around every planet and just scan. Okay, let's go check out that structure. You know what I mean? I just want to be out there and just doing it.
Yeah, I'll be playing this game quite some time till the point what I had with Elden Ring, where you had to grind in order to, move the needle. And at that point, it's like then it becomes work, and I don't like that. So then I move on.
Yeah. So did you ever beat Elden Ring, or you never did?
No, I never beat the whole thing.
Okay.
Did a whole bunch of different things, but at some point it's like, in order to beat this, I have to, do certain things over and over in order to level up. And
well,
at that point it's like, I'm out.
Yeah, Elden Ring's
I love
amazing.
that game, though.
Yeah,
it's
well,
just like the same thing with Elden Ring with Starfield is like just the exploration, going to the unknown. You don't know what's down there, and that's really what I loved about it.
Yeah, well, Starfield's awesome because it's one of those games where you can sit up and be intense or you can just sit back like I am, just tilt the screen back a little bit, and it's like just almost like you're just playing on your couch. Like you don't have to get stressed for 2 seconds. You can just go explore, go to caves, and just do whatever you want, and that is pretty amazing. What's funny about Elden Ring is very quickly. I uninstalled that when it first came out. I uninstalled it 3 times. I hated it so much. because before Elden Ring, I'd never played a Dark Souls game. That was my first introduction to anything from Software whatsoever. So I didn't understand the game mechanics. I didn't understand. I had no idea what that game wanted from me. I just knew I was getting beat up relentlessly, and I hated it. And after the third time, I said, you know what? No. Everybody else is having a great time. Everyone else is they're streaming this game. They love it. Obviously, I just got to figure this motherfucker out, dude. So I installed it again. I started a playthrough. I said, I'm not freaking quitting. And then every hour that went by, I just kept falling more and more in love with it. I'm like, oh, this is really hard, but this is the most fulfilling game I've ever played in my life. I've never had a game beat me down so hard, but when I overcame the boss, that may be the only game I've ever like stood up like, yeah, you know what I mean? Because it was so hard. It took me like a day or two to be one boss. I was horrible. So yeah, I've never gotten that from any other game on that level. So yeah, Elden Ring is my favorite game of all time, but I'm hoping Starfield can take that spot at some point.
Well,
Yeah.
I know what game. Oh, and thank you, Gamer's Wife. Says I know I was following her. I went and clicked on a name just because I'm thinking to myself, I haven't seen any notifications from her. For whatever reason, it said it wasn't, so I refollowed, and she said it's okay, no big deal. This is a cool streaming panel. Thank you. I know one game that didn't do that for you. That was Remnant 2. Have you tried playing that again?
I wanted to love it. I wanted to, man.
You didn't like it?
I went in there with an open mind and an open heart, guys. Look, when I buy a game, I want to love it. I'm not one of these people that's like that nitpicks games. I mean, if anything, I've been accused of just loving every game I play.
I'd be back.
Are you playing solo? Or did you play solo?
I was playing solo. That was the problem.
I think that might be.
Yep.
It was.
And we've talked
huge
about
difference.
It was 100% the problem because I forget which boss it was. It wasn't the first one, but there was this boss that had the ability to disappear and reappear behind me, which is fine. I've seen that from bosses before.
The night bitch, whatever her name was.
It was down there in some graveyard or something.
Yeah, it was the night. What was it? Because it took three of us like 2 hours to frickin' beat her. What was their name?
I uninstalled because of the game, and it's not even because her skill set was hard. It was just the way it was designed for a solo player, because the game gave you no tools to fight back in a reasonable way. Like you can't even lock on to them, which I think is I don't understand how you can call yourself a Souls-like game and not be able to lock on to a boss. So she would reappear, and there was something else. It wasn't just the ability to not lock on. There was something else. It was a big one.
I remember I watched you uninstall it, and it was after that I was there. That was probably my third stream I had watched you.
Bro, I fought her for like a couple hours, and
yes,
I was
you did.
And the thing, and look, I look. People are like, oh, you get good, you just suck. I'm like, okay, that's not it. Okay, I got my cheeks clapped for 2 days straight. I'm hearing myself. What's up with that? Are you guys hearing double too?
Yeah.
No, I'm getting a
little echoing, I think.
Yeah, sorry. I'm trying to close a couple windows to see if it's my PC doing it.
Oh, that's all right. It has nothing to do with the difficulty. It was literally just the design made me mad, like actually mad. People are like, "Well, you just suck." I'm like, "No, dude. Like, I beat a much harder game called Elden Ring, and I loved every second of it. I mean, there was times when I was upset, but I never thought about giving up. It was just fucking suck, and I want to come back and try it again. I was enjoying the grind. But this game, it did a lot of stuff right. I mean, a lot of it was a lot of fun, but it's just it's not made to play solo. Or
it is not.
Look, if I would have played for another, I probably could have fought her for another couple hours and finally did it. But I just stopped having fun. It was just missing too many things. But if you have a buddy that's shooting her from the other side, then it's doable. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Well, even at that, there was 3 of us, and she gave us all we could handle. I mean, we must. I think we were at that for 2 hours with her. And
yeah, I think so. Because you also have those creatures on the ground; they will tear you up too. So now you can, divvy it up. It's like one shoots the little,
I remember what the other thing is. That reminded me. It was in some games will give you like a little audio or visual cue where the shot or where the boss or the creature, whatever it is coming from. There was none of that. So not only could you not lock on, you had no idea where it was coming from. Like there was nothing. So it like you said, it wasn't just her. She had those stupid little things coming up out of the ground. So I was like, this is stupid. Like I was like, I'm out. So yeah, I installed that bitch on stream.
Yes, you did. I
wow.
was there for that. I watched it. It was hilarious.
A good install does feel good. It's like punching a punching bag or something. It's like, just get the shit off my computer.
But the other thing about that game, which Peter and I and our friend Rick kind of realized, is you need a good team of the right mix of characters. Like I suck at offense, but I'm a great healer, and that's eventually how we figured it out. Was all right, you guys tank. And I will drop, my character can punch the ground and create a healing ring. And they'll, get hit a few times, run into the healing ring, fuel up, go back out and tear up some more. And then my gun has a healing, like almost like the kryptonite thing from Batman versus Superman. But if I hit somebody with it, it gives them health. And so
you gotta shoot your teammates to heal them.
Yep. And so I would hang back. I would hang back, and I would heal them while they're, and I mean I would get some shots in myself, but that was really the closest way we got through a lot of that game was that, because really there were some spots later on from where you stopped that are really cool. They're like Peter, we had the labyrinth.
Oh yeah, that was neat.
That was really neat. That was kind of out of like out of the movie Cube, these big giant cubes that were just rotating and moving and trying to squash you, but you could shoot out.
That's why it annoyed me, because like artistically and mechanically, I had no issue with the game. It wasn't about how the game looked or felt from like a movement standpoint. That's what made me mad. I'm like, why is this combat so bad for a solo like, okay, you don't want to give me audio cues or visual cues when somebody's behind me. Okay, I got to be able to lock on. Like, you got to give me something here. Like, but they stripped. It's like it was just bare. Like there's no really way to fight solo when these bosses are that dynamic. Yeah. And but yeah, like that's the only reason I hate the game. Like I loved everything else about it. I was having a lot of fun up to that point, which is why I was so annoyed.
And I wish it was crossplay, because I literally would get you back in with us and get you to try it again, but there's no crossplay.
I think it's
so we
coming.
can't play with this.
Crossplay.
It'd be nice, because I think you'd have a different experience with two other people.
Yeah, no doubt.
And I think it would be a better experience. And I agree with you that I think if I was playing it solo, I'd hate it.
Yeah.
So,
real quick, I hate to pop out, but
I know you need to get some sleep.
Yeah, boys,
Back
I think I'm gonna call it too.
Like,
we made it over 2 hours.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Please, again, thank your wife for us.
I think she fell asleep. I think we're good.
Okay.
Yeah, you keep going.
You can say like, I was sitting next to you for the past hour, but you fell
right. You fell asleep, so
I was an hour ago. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I've been here the whole time.
But real quick, it's great having you on, Adam. Definitely enjoy your content.
Yeah, it's nice to meet you, Chris.
Yeah, and likewise, and look forward to having you on again, or
absolutely,
and then interact with you in your streams and so on. But
I had a good time tonight. I'm a little tired, so I'm sorry I'm not like as awake as I probably normally would be. But yeah, I'll definitely, if you guys will have me back, I'd love to come back.
Oh God, yeah. Anytime.
You're NLG family now, so.
Awesome. Absolutely.
Anytime.
So, I mean, you can stick around if you want. Just because Chris is leaving, you don't have to leave.
Yeah, you can stay for me.
No, it's getting late for me too, boys. It's been a long day. I'm gonna go.
All right.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah, you do.
Get something to eat, and schedule my stream, and get my butt to bed.
Absolutely. No, you guys. Yeah. So, Chris, as always, brother.
Yeah. No, this is great. The chat, everybody, and the Rumble. Appreciate everybody. Some of the new people popping in, watching us, and then still appreciate the YouTube people, folks. Sticking with it, And like said, hopefully we get everybody over to your Rumble soon.
Yep.
January 1st. So.
I mean, we're still 41 strong over on Rumble. I mean, I can't get over that how this is going. And real quick, Brother Fox, tell everybody where they can find you on on the socials.
I mean, it's all Silver Fox Gamer on Twitter. There's no E at the end. It's just GAMR. Someone already took the original one, but yeah, everything's Silver Fox Gamer. I'm pretty easy to find.
That is true. That is very true. Follow him on Twitter. I
talk too much on there, so.
No. We are letting it go. X, we are letting go of YouTube. Sorry. Don't make me start talking about griddles. He knows I love. He knows I love talking about cooking.
X-Men's already here on Rumble. It's good.
Yeah. So, but thank you so much for being with us, Brother Fox. I'm
100%.
I'm a huge fan of yours. I very quickly became a huge fan of yours. I'll see you in your streams. We'll definitely have you back on. And maybe some of this cross gaming stuff. If any of this stuff's crossplay, and you just want to come in and game with us, man. That's the best part of it. So
yeah, man. Yeah, it's nice to meet you, Peter. Again, nice to meet you, Chris. Mike, thanks for the invite. Too, and as we kind of get to know each other more and more, I'm sure we'll find something to collab in. I'm not playing no damn retro games though. Those things are awful.
Well, you are young. So.
We'll leave it to Mike. Mike can take care of that.
I appreciate you guys, man. You guys have a wonderful night.
You too. You too, brother.
Bye.
Appreciate it.
All right, Chris, and we'll see you. We'll see you. Hopefully, you're working this. Are you working this weekend?
See you into the Starfield.
Into the Starfield.
If you're happen to see the Xbox pop up, well, you know why. Got an addiction. I don't know. I'll let you know if something pops up if I got to work Saturday, but.
All right. Well, if you don't have to work Saturday, we'll figure out something. We'll figure out something to play. For the multiplayer night. We still have to do that stuff. We still have to. I'm gonna be playing Starfield too, but we still got to do our multiplayer stuff. We still gotta,
play Remnant.
Absolutely. So, but
all right,
go
brothers,
get some sleep.
Handle the rest. Y'all can do the question and the PlayStation Plus.
All right, we can do that.
All
right, brother.
You have a good night.
Right, love you guys. Night, everybody.
Love you too, Chris.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see how I can do. Hold on, let me see. Yeah. All right, we'll just do it like that.
There you go.
There we go.
And then number 2.
Yeah. Right. So,
but Starfield, is it?
Yeah.
Do you think it's one of your Game of the Year contenders?
Ooh, abso-frickin-lutely. And I'm not saying that. I am not saying that because it's an Xbox game. I'm saying that because it is a game that I need to play. Like I need to play it. I need to go play it now. I need to I'm probably gonna just go ahead and drop an hour into a side mission and then stream continuing the storyline that I was, because I can go off and do a side mission and no one will even know.
Exactly.
So, I'll save the big stuff I'm doing for stream and I'll just go off and play some side stuff. So, what about you? Game of the Year?
It's up there.
It's up there. I can't think of.
The year's not over yet, but it's definitely a game where I get up in the morning. It's like, oh, I really want to play this again.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not. Forza Motorsport's going to win something in a category, I'm sure.
Best racing game.
Best sports racing game, right?
Sports. Yeah.
Hang on, let me do this. No, where?
Now we're ping pong.
I know. Well, I'm trying to kind of balance this out a little bit. Let me.
So far away.
I know. Come closer. Come closer.
Have to do
let me do this a little faster.
See, it helped.
There we go.
Oh, no.
Okay.
It's anti-gravity right there.
Right.
Jeez.
Oh my God. Now I'm gonna have to fix it when we're done. Okay. So before we, are you still in the chat, brother back? Before we get to our last topic, the PlayStation Plus, which I think is gonna be a short topic, we have a segment on our locals that I open up on Fridays for just our NLG family members, and what I mean by that is the ones who have decided that you know they want to support us by being a member of the NLG family, and I open that up on Friday with a live chat. So every Friday there's a live chat on our locals, and I'll just drop the local. You could just click the join button below if you're on if you are on Rumble. I'll put it in the YouTube chat. And this week we actually did get a question from Brother Back. And let me pull that up. Brother Back from the Dead says, oops, here we go. Is the video game industry pushing too fast into performance-demanding games and resulting in more expensive hardware needed? Is it possible people will soon be excluded if they can't afford the new hardware, making gaming inaccessible? So I'm thinking that he's kind of looking at this in the span of, are consoles really going to go the PC route where every year or two you need a new graphics card or you can't play the games? Right now, although right now there are still developers making games for the original Xbox One and PlayStation 4. Not everybody, but it's getting more prevalent. So it's a good question. And we'll kick it over to you to start this one off. Are games getting too performance-based too quick? And is it going to start segmenting people out of gaming?
I don't know if it will, but it could. I mean, it all depends, right? When you have, if both Xbox and PlayStation decide to, do that, then it could, but will they? I don't know.
Well,
I mean, the thing is, like, they pushed to 4K, but then we still are in the 30 FPS realm, right? So, like, are they pushing too quick? Do they? I mean, but people are demanding like 4K 62. So it could be a self-fulfilling prophecy,
I think that there are some developers who understand that they can't leave money on the table.
Right.
And by the way, that was Inti Lab's Rumble page. I just had to go and click follow real quick. There's a lot of money on the table to be left if you don't. I mean, we can't forget that the PS4 was a huge system from a sales perspective. I mean, huge. Look at Respawn, right? Yes, they just put out a 60 FPS patch for performance for Jedi Survivor for Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5, and they're adding VRR, and they took away ray tracing on performance mode. Good job, guys.
Yeah.
But they're working on an Xbox One and PS4 version of the game. So obviously they know that there's people that have not yet, especially in this economy, have not yet made the move. And some people may be using their Xbox One X's or Xbox Ones to do the cloud.
Yeah, I mean, that's the option, the only option to do Starfield, right? On those consoles, an Xbox One. It's just streaming.
It's streaming, right. And I haven't even looked. I got to go upstairs to the Xbox One X and see if that's there. So
I don't think it is. I think it's only series consoles, I think.
So
could be wrong, obviously, but
so is it not cloud yet? Hold on, let me look at the app on my phone.
Cloud, yeah, but not native.
Correct. No,
For the One X, yeah.
Right. No, and I didn't expect that it would be. But I don't know. I think that there are some developers who understand that with COVID, with the economy the way it is, that while there was this grand plan to move on, they really can't. Not yet.
Yeah.
That's how I kind of look at it. And yes, there will be some that will. But I think...
Does his question also include the mid-gen refreshes?
I think that's where he's coming from.
Oh.
But the mid-gen refreshes...
I think that's a bad idea.
I do too. I'm telling you right now, I am not going to buy and I'm serious this time. Like, yeah. I completely backed down from the Xbox One to Xbox One X piece of it. But I'm not, and a lot of that had to do with the enhancements to the backward compatibility games. I'm not interested in a mid-gen refresh. First off, I don't play my PlayStation 5 nearly enough to warrant it.
No, mine is mostly off.
Maybe
Spider-Man 2. Maybe we'll fire it up for that.
That's the one game I'm waiting on. And it's kind of funny because Panda Sub made a kind of funny comment. I'm expecting some big games from Sony by the end of the year. Y'all remember that great showcase they had, right? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But Yobi is on my level there too. With can't wait for Spider-Man 2. There we go. So Yobi said Starfield is available on cloud for Xbox One.
Yeah, so does Sir X-Man say.
So, I mean, I'll go upstairs check it because
the thing is, like, if you do like shipbuilding and stuff, you can probably easily do that on the cloud when you have
absolutely.
If time, I mean, it's so in addition to playing it on native hardware, what we do.
Nate says Spider-Man isn't a system seller alone though, and well,
isn't a system? No, it is.
Yeah, it is. Stuff, yes, right? It is. There's a reason they're selling a special edition of it. It's the first one sold a lot of PS5s.
Yeah.
And
this one probably too.
And it will. But I would consider.
Yeah, finally, we have inventory levels that are they can meet demand.
Mm-hmm. And I would consider Starfield a system seller.
Yes.
So, but see, that's just it, Nate. Those people don't have systems already. That's what we're kind of talking about. Is with a lot of the reason that developers are still doing PS4 and Xbox One games is because not a lot of people have moved up.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Just.
They're PS5 is tracking a little bit ahead, but that's going to slow down, and then Spider-Man's going to pick it up. Yeah, Spider-Man. Well, yeah, all the special editions sell out, but people are going to buy the PS5 to get Spider-Man 2. It's just going to happen. But I think I think now, and you've seen it. The same thing is happening for for Xbox with Starfield. I mean, this is their big game. And I meant to answer Silver Fox's question. The person who put the brakes on Starfield and told Todd Howard to hold and not put it out right away and to delay it was Phil Spencer. So no. But that doesn't not make it a system seller. There's a difference between not getting it because they don't want it and not getting it because they can't. As soon as people can afford to get it, they're gonna get it. People want that game. But to answer this question directly, I think some in the industry are doing it. Obviously, not everybody. So, so right, or move to San Francisco where you could just get one. But that's just it. Can't and don't want are two different things. A lot of people can't afford an Xbox Series X, but they want one because of Starfield. Same thing with Spider-Man 2. A lot of people can't. I don't think Skyrim was a system seller necessarily. Fallout 3 wasn't. I think Halo has always been, except I don't think Halo Infinite was in this time. But yeah, I mean, so getting back to the question, Peter, are they pushing too fast into performance demanding games to get to those mid-gen refreshes? I think there's a different reason. I think developers have gotten, and I hate to use this term because it's not the way I want to say it, but I think they've gotten complacent in the way they code. Gone are the days when you had to develop for two different systems, so you had to get to know the hardware, right? The PS3 and the Xbox 360 were not the same. And not only were they not the same, they weren't the same as PCs. Now, these consoles are basically PCs. So you could take the easy way to develop a game across systems, and in the case of take the case of Baldur's Gate, they're not or that Quantum Error game that ain't gonna sell much because they've pretty much lost the goodwill of their Xbox base. They're not taking advantage of what the hardware gives them, so they're making games and just kind of porting them across. And it's causing. What they're doing is they're trying to brute force that. They're trying to brute force it. And so now, instead of learning how to build games for the systems they have, they're looking at Sony and Microsoft to just put out more powerful systems to handle their code instead of coding to the systems they have. And so I don't know if it's performance demanding as much as it is. I think developers are just kind of getting complacent.
Yeah.
So, see, Nate, Starfield's on PC as well, so less of a system seller. I disagree. If you don't, just because I have a PC, if I didn't have an Xbox Series X, I'd be buying an Xbox Series X because I don't game on PC. Not everybody that has a PC games on PC. And no, I'm not going to go buy a second PS5 because of Spidey. But if I didn't have a PS5, I'd absolutely be buying a PS5 to get Spidey. So I think you're right, but He has no
I mean,
PS5.
especially people who haven't made the switch from PS4 yet.
Right. That makes it the incentive to go get the PS5.
Yeah.
So,
Is Spider-Man 2 only PS5?
as far as I know.
So yeah, so then people will have to want to play that game.
So there you go. That's back. I hope we were able to answer your question. Hopefully it does not exclude anybody. And I do think that as we go, I do think as we go through, the hardware is kind of set now to where it's all PC based. So I think it's going to get harder and harder to leave people behind. So, but that's just how I
But do you
look at
think
it.
they just go the easy route? I mean, take the easy road by saying like, oh, if you cannot play this game, the newer games anymore, just use cloud streaming.
It's possible, but
I hope not. But
I mean, it is possible. On the PS5, though, there's no cloud streaming this game, so that's a problem.
at least not yet.
Well, that kind of leads us to our last quick topic.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Go to the next topic. PlayStation Plus.
Oh, Sony, what in the hell are you doing? This one's got me even stymied. So let me pull this up. Lost in a blog post that had nothing to do with this. I'll use Yahoo. This was snuck in, and I forgot who saw it first. PlayStation Plus subscription prices will increase by up to $40 a year. All right. Yes, I'm ignoring you, X. I've already said that it was available. I said, Sir X said it's available in xCloud for your phone and tablet. So yes, I'm ignoring you saying it a third time. Good night, brother Nick. We're not that much long behind. We figured another 10 minutes and we're out ourselves. Sony has announced that it will increase. Let me see. Oh yeah, here. They show where they hid this stupid shit. So in this PlayStation Plus monthly games for September, right? Saints Row, cool. Black Desert, not my type. It wasn't my favorite game. Generation Zero was a decent game. Cool. And then new pricing changes.
Hey.
So they go through all the games that are coming. And then at the bottom, oh yeah, we also wanted to let you know. Let me see if I can blow this up a little bit. We also wanted to let you know that starting today, we will be increasing the price for PlayStation Plus 12-month subscriptions across all benefit plans. This price adjustment will enable us to continue to bring high-quality games and value-added benefits to your PlayStation Plus subscription service. Here are the new prices. PlayStation Plus 12-month subscription is now $80.
It used to be 60, right?
Yes.
Okay, I found this on the web for 60 Ray.
What the heck?
60 to 80 bucks. PlayStation Plus Extra is 135, and PlayStation Plus Premium is $160 a year now. Now, I, as you know, took Microsoft tag to task for their changes to Xbox Live. And we had this big conversation over it. I call it a conversation because that's what it was. And
Yes.
there is no freaking way. Well, it's yes, but okay. So hold on, Bigblock, because there's a thing to this, right? And here's where Back from the Dead is about to say what I'm saying. Okay? So, yes, it's only $3.33 a month increase for one of the subscriptions, but if you have the premium, it's $40 a year. And you're not getting anything new right now. All you're getting is just a price increase. Right. You're getting the same service. So the service does not give you day and date PlayStation games. I may not like what Game Pass did necessarily, or at least I think it was overtly confusing. And I still think they tiered it wrong, and I'm going to hold to that. But I'm playing, if you didn't get me the premium pack for my birthday, which again, thank you, that was awesome.
You're welcome.
At least today, I'd be playing Starfield with everybody else and not waiting 6 months to a year. Right? I will be playing Forza Motorsport on launch day. I will be playing, I played Halo Infinite launch day. Whatever first party games come out, I get. And most of them, except for the games like Forza, where there's licensing issues, I get all of Microsoft's first party games. You don't even get all of PlayStation's first party games in these subscriptions.
No.
And you don't even get streaming, cloud gaming in either of these two. So they're raising prices without giving you anything for it. That's the thing. Clearsight said subscription is still doomed. Everybody has said that. Everybody has said that about Netflix, and they're still around. Everybody said that about Hulu, and they're still around. In fact, Amazon Prime is getting stronger. I don't think so. Well, hey, Sister Carla. What's up, Sister Carla? Good to see you. Hold on. Virtual hug. Either you have to remove licensed stuff from the library constantly, or you have not had money, or you have not the money to make new games or raise constant prices. So, but Microsoft doesn't have that problem because they are making a profit off of that. But okay, so Netflix and Hulu raise their prices too. But what has Netflix been doing? What has Hulu been doing? They have been doing original content, which again is a value add. PlayStation hasn't. I mean, if PlayStation Plus raised the 12-month subscription on Essential from $60 to $80 and added streaming, okay, maybe they PlayStation Plus Essential maybe adds the PlayStation 3 games or the PlayStation and PlayStation 2 games. You get something for it. This is just raising the prices, and you get nothing for it. That's my issue. And that's my issue with it. Well, and again, ClearSight, it has been like Netflix and Amazon Prime have been around for a while. Starfield is not suffering. Forza's not suffering. Forza Horizon was a fantastic game, you know. No, and right. So that's the other thing. Not everybody likes the subscription services. I get that, Bigblock, and I'm not saying, you know, I mean, Game Pass is perfect for me as not somebody with disposable income. PlayStation Plus isn't Game Pass, and the Essential.
Yeah, the Essential is not like Game Pass or at all, or
right.
or Netflix or anything.
Right. So, and that got a $20 a year raise for nothing.
Yeah, it's $20 more to keep your saves in the cloud.
Right. Hey, Pluck is in the. He said everybody can go now. Good morning, everyone.
Yeah, he wants to shut us down already. Come on.
I know. By the way, Pluck and Sister Carla, when you guys get a chance, come on up to our Rumble channel. Oops. Because we haven't seen you guys in a while. Come January 1st, we will only be on Rumble. But I mean, like, I was reading through, even Forbes was like, okay, and if this is, and Eric Kane is not exactly an Xbox guy, and even he's like, okay, yeah, this is not right.
Remember when Xbox wanted to raise their gold prices?
I remember that.
And it was everybody had a big stink, and they reversed.
Yes, and just to to be fair, Peter's right. Microsoft tried to do this and got blasted by its user base.
I don't think PlayStation got blasted.
No, because people are just gonna. So Essential costs you $20 more, plus Extra will be $35 more, and Premium will be $40 more. Okay, so yeah, 60 to 80, 99 to 135, and 119 to 160. So, but yeah, I mean, and yeah, they say they're still cheaper than Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, but you get all the Game Pass stuff, all first-party stuff, day one, and streaming. So, I'm just saying. It's not like I'm going to get Spider-Man 2 day one.
No.
So, yeah, I mean, it's especially in an economy like this. Yes, I know, Nate, and they got rid of gold to do Xbox Core. I mean, I sat here and argued with Chris about this. And I'm not. I mean, I was an equal opportunity. What the hell? So my premium will be $400 more if I factor at a rate of 10 years. I mean, it's still a huge price hike.
Well, here's the thing. It's especially like, I mean, you and I, we play mostly on Xbox, right?
Right.
So is it worth an extra $20 just to keep
Right. Just to keep you and I don't play online.
PlayStation Plus Essential. I don't know.
I mean,
It's definitely,
is it worth Saints Row, Black Desert, and Generation Zero? I mean, to be honest, for me to get anything else out of it, like backward compatible games, I really need to drop $160 a year. Because that's got the PS1 and PS2 and PS3 and the PS4 to streaming. So that's the only way this is worth it for me to keep my PlayStation Plus.
Yeah. I might let it lapse when it runs out.
I might do the same. I mean, now, and I will stay consistent the very minute. Well, and plus, so Nate says emulators are awesome. PlayStation 1 is starting to get into Antstream. So there's a possibility that more PlayStation 1 games make it to Antstream. And that's on Xbox, just as an aside. But I mean, I've maintained and I will continue to maintain, and the minute that Sony, even if it's the PlayStation Plus Extra, right? The minute they say all of our first party games will be there and they will be there day one, I will put down $135 a year without question. Be able to play Spider-Man 2, to be able to play Ratchet and Clank, be able to play the God of War, Horizon Forbidden West, Ghost of Tsushima, whatever. You play those day one, I'll put $135 down. How can I join the chat on Rumble? You will have to sign up and get verified. But once you do that, once you get verified, you can fire away. I just and you know, and Bigblock, remember, you are more of a PlayStation guy. If you got verified, Pluck, refresh and then see if you could jump in the chat. And so the PlayStation Plus stuff is more valuable to you if you wanted it. I get that. But I can't fathom that big of a jump. And it's crazy to me that they can do that. So yeah, correct. Day one Sony games are traditionally more valuable than day one Microsoft, and that would make even this tier and this tier more valuable to me. I'm telling you, if they ever announced it, I would be signing up for one of those two tiers. I'm a man of my word. I just can't.
Yeah. But even then, it's like
I'd pay that to get.
The thing is like if you like we only play PlayStation exclusive games on PlayStation, right? It's not our main go-to. So a third party, right, we typically don't play on PlayStation. So for us, the $160 or $135 is not as valuable, even if it's day and day.
I think for me it would be, because there's a lot of.
It all depends how many games they release, right?
Right. I mean, they are going to they're going to restock, right? They're not going to stay. They're not going to stay dormant forever.
No, but I mean, even if they have like 4 big releases a year, yeah, every Q1.
Well, you figure
the thing is like, at least I'm talking about my situation. On the Xbox, where I have my my Game Pass Ultimate, there are tons and tons of third-party games in there that I play. So there's going to be overlap on the PlayStation side if you have that subscription. So those are the games that I won't play. So I only play like a few exclusives.
But and I get it, but for me it also adds up. If they have 4 games a year at $70 a game, then even the Plus Premium makes it worth it. Because then I'll eventually find something else to play.
But then it depends on, are you going to play those really day one, or are you going to wait like 6 months and get the game for half price or $40?
Well, I would play Spider-Man 2 day one. If it was available in PlayStation Plus Premium, yeah, I would. Because remember, I haven't yet played God of War Ragnarok or Horizon Forbidden West. And both of those are games that I did want to play. They're both games that I didn't have the money to buy. So I'm waiting until they're cheap enough. But now I've got other games to play, so it's going to take a while for me to get to them. I'll eventually get to them. But if they were in PlayStation Plus, I would be playing them. I would have played them day one. And who knows? It might have altered some of my trajectory of what I played on the Xbox. Because remember, you know me, if I get into a game, I don't play anything else. I have a hard time multitasking games. So that's my fear with Starfield. And when I played God of War 2016, when I played Horizon Zero Dawn, when I played Ghost of Tsushima, when I played Spider-Man, those were all I played. I didn't touch anything else. Same thing with like The Order. So, it would be worth it for me. All right, I think we're almost at the 3-hour mark. It's been a while. It's been a while since we've seen 12:30.
It has been.
It has been.
People got their money's worth.
They did, and there are still almost 30 people watching on Rumble, and we've gained 2 more followers. So
awesome.
We've gained 4 followers. So we're up to 132. You guys all rock. So, and so, yes, thank you everybody. What a great show we had tonight.
It was.
I'm really glad we had Silver Fox Gamer on. Great guest.
Mm-hmm.
So, and thank you to everybody who's watching us on both sides of the fence. The 5 of you on YouTube, and the 30 of you on YouTube. So, thank you, King, and appreciate that you jumped in tonight. Are you increasing your? That's right. See, there you go. That's it. I'm telling you, we should raise our prices on our membership, and say it's in order for us to continue to give good value add on our locals. It's now $5 a month.
Yeah.
What's up, Bryant? Sony will have to struggle more before they will give the concessions Microsoft has given. But and okay, so to be fair as well, Microsoft's a multi-trillion-dollar company. Sony is not. You get that.
But the mentality is different too, though.
The mentality is different.
In the sense of like for PlayStation, like, oh, they're gonna raise the prices to $70, and everybody was like, oh yeah, it's definitely worth it. Let's pay it. Like, they're thieves of their own wallets. And I think on Xbox, you know, it's like, oh, it's, I don't know. People look at it way differently. And also, like, even the Xbox people, like, they question the increases in prices. I think Sony gets away with it. They should have made it $40 more expensive for the essentials, and they probably thought about it. Pretty sure.
Well, Jim Ryan might have thought about it. So, I'm gonna gain more followers on here so I can stream here too. You know what? Did you set your channel up yet? All right, when you get your channel set up, Yobi, let me know, and we will be the first to follow you. Office 365 was a greed grab. They're all the same. Office 365 was genius by Microsoft, to be honest, because they've used that to basically take away Microsoft Exchange. So, and credit where credit is due. Still using the SoftMaker Office. A lot of people are still using Open Office as well.
I've used that. Sorry, it's not the same.
It's not the same, but people are still trying.
Yeah.
Oh.
This is one thing that Microsoft has always done really well. Their tools, their software is always. You might not like it what it does, but it's always runs very smooth from an interface perspective.
It does it well.
And anything else, it's like playing golf with a baseball bat. Sorry, but that is what it is.
Oh. All right. I think it's time that we let everybody get to bed. So,
yeah.
I gotta
First
find out.
Fly around the moon, though.
I know. I kind of want to.
My system is still running.
I need to.
I'm gonna rescue Barrett.
Well, I need to fire my game up, my system up, if nothing else, to get that Star Wars Jedi Survivor.
Yes, and you get a patch.
Yes, and I need to take a look at that. So, by the way, I'm loving this. There we are. Second. We're right there. We are right there. Man, loving it. What I gotta find out is, I gotta find out how we get here on this front page. We need to be up here on this front page. That's what we need.
Yes.
I need to find out how that happens. So I'm gonna have to talk to Rick Rosalia. So.
Yeah, maybe you can just inside.
Yeah. So Bigblock says the Microsoft fan in me is gonna kick my Sony fans' ass. I'm a dual agent fanboy.
Yeah, they should have added Visio to the Office 365.
They should.
Description.
They should.
But they're not going to because they know they can make an extra buck.
Exactly. Well, they did put PowerPoint in there. So.
You know what the best app is OneNote.
You know, I used to use OneNote a ton. I use OneNote a ton.
I use it every day.
I don't use it as
Best
much.
thing since sliced bread.
Don't use it as much as I used to. And I think it's.
Are you using a replacement?
I haven't needed to. needed the functionality in OneNote as much as in my job. So what I'm doing now is the note taking that I'm doing is more in my private, like, self chat in Teams. You have that place in Teams where you can basically chat to yourself.
Okay.
I'm using
I'm
that.
not invested in Teams. So.
Oh, we're totally invested in Teams, mostly because both my company and at the synagogue, because I'm part of the technology committee and part of the religious practices committee and the music director, we are completely using Teams for all of our document management there. Oh. I use Teams to see all the people I don't want to send messages to. So, but all of our meetings at work, at our job, are on Teams. I use Teams every day. I even talk to my wife on Teams. She has Teams at her job, and so we're connected externally. So I even use it to talk to my wife when she goes to the office. So
yeah,
but
that's cool.
Yeah. So, all right. I'm going to go ahead and get us out of here. Guys, thank you so much, everyone. Seriously, we're continuing to be not only just in awe, but very humbled. Chat has been off the hook tonight. Once again, thank you to Silver Fox Gamer for coming in and had just one hell of a great conversation about Starfield. This has been awesome. Clear sight, seriously. All the you're across the pond as well. Catching us in the wee hours of the morning. All seriousness, Parent Pluck, who's also doing that, Pluck83, who's down in the YouTube chat. That means a ton to us that you guys are in the, big, Pluck, it's morning for him, but Clear Sight, it's like, what, 6:47 a.m. and you were here rocking it with us tonight. Dread, you watch us from work. The amount of people who hang with us while they're at their jobs, across the ocean, and who just come and hang out for 3 hours, who give us that time. It's so humbling. It really is. Yeah. And we appreciate it so much. And King, thanks for hanging out. Thank you. RWK, and I know the game complainers, sent you over. Sister Carla. We definitely want you guys up in Rumble so that when we're done with the YouTube channel, you guys are up there and with us. So make sure you get signed up there. Do the verification. It's worth it. And come up and hang up there. And then I will be on. I'm probably going to do some streaming tomorrow. I just don't know when, because I'll probably be on Amico Forever with DJC tomorrow night. But Thursday we'll be back, and I'm either going to do some more Starfield or I'm probably going to stream. I might do a double. I might stream parts Jedi Survivor so that people can see the 60 FPS patch, and then I might switch over to Starfield. So I might actually do a duel. And then maybe Brother Lagneezy will be ready to play some Remnant with us on Friday.
Maybe. Yeah, we could all rested up from Gamescom.
Yes, because I'm still enjoying the shit out of that game too. I'm still having a great time with that.
On Friday.
We really did. I am still enjoying that, so I don't want to lose sight of that. And then whoa, shit. You know what? We might have to do that on Thursday because I'm camping this weekend.
Okay.
So I'm not going to be available Friday, so we're going to have to do it Thursday.
We can do it Thursday.
Okay. Either Thursday or when I get back Sunday. One of the two. So, social streamer incognito mode. Your on-screen chat will not catch me. Interesting. I didn't know. I didn't realize that. It must be. Oh, you must be using it, because oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
So, because I think yours show up, mine shows up. Yeah, ours shows up. He's doing something sneaky. He's doing something sneaky. He's doing a sneaky snake. So.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, anyhow, thank you everybody. We're gonna go ahead and get on out of here. Peter, great show tonight.
Sure was. Thanks everyone for watching us. And
yes. And we'll see you guys very soon. He's I am a wizard, the Harry. Thank you everybody on both platforms. We will see you in the stars. We'll see you this week for some game streaming. We'll see you next week here, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll get you back in, Sir X, man. I know you want to come talk some Starfield. We will have an opportunity again.
I thought last week was his last appearance. No?
That's what I thought.
Change of plans? I was all upset.
Change of plans. And then he tried guilting me about it. So
Dreadful just dropped his super chat. He says, "I want my money's worth." Encore.
Love you, brother.
I thought that's what we did for the past 45 minutes.
It is. This was our bonus. This is our bonus topic. So, all right. Good night, everybody. Thank you, brother Dread. We love you. Oh, Dread, I need to talk to you about March in North Carolina. North Carolina? South Carolina. One of the Carolinas. I got to talk to you about it. I'll get with you. Opportunity to go see video games live. So, Sir X will be back by popular demand. His own. Thank you, everybody. Good night. We love you. Seriously, you guys make us who we are. Without you, we could just drop into a party chat and talk. You guys seriously make NLG what it is. Thank you so much. We will see you soon. Once again, to the 25 people still hanging out in awe. Pick up a controller, get some gaming in. I'm going to sneak 15 minutes of Starfield in myself. Good night.
You know what happened to that 15 minutes, right?
I know. 3 in the morning.
There's a Microsoft minute.
I don't have any. I've got a 9:30 meeting in the morning. I could sleep in a little bit. Good night, everybody. Play on, gamers.
Game up.